Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello.
to session 12 of RLPD The Watch, our D&D 5e campaign. I am your humble DM Kye, and with me is my wonderful party, Beck, Lachlan, Reese, and Chris. Say something, guys.
Something, guys.
Something.
Yeah, I was wondering
Something.
if you would say
Say something.
You caught us at a good time, Twitch chat. Lockie was just about to start licking one of his Switch cartridges.
I'm so.
one of his sister's
Lachlan.
Switch cartridges, actually.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
Yeah. Let us know what
Lick it.
Animal
Why?
Crossing tastes like.
Lick it.
Let me
lick
just
it,
let me just
lick it.
cleanse my palate.
Yeah, with
You
the
want to get all the
Switch
subtle,
water.
all the subtle.
Why is he smelling coffee beans? That's totally not coming through Discord.
Of course, it would.
Don't worry, I'll get the
That's
ASMR
fine.
when I'm editing.
Which
the
one do you
video
reckon would
later.
taste better? Do you reckon Skyrim would taste good, Pokemon, or Zelda? I think Xenoblade Chronicles would taste the worst.
I reckon go Pokemon.
Yeah.
There's a Pokemon that's made of fairy floss, right?
Go Pokemon,
Yeah.
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 Aren't
There's
there
a Pokemon
bike
made of
monsters
ice cream.
That's
now?
the best.
It's
So is
like
it meant to
motorbike
be
Pokemon.
like just the entire cartridge?
It's the
No,
label.
you can just do the top.
Just the label.
I think it's the label.
It's all of it.
Is it all?
Holy fuck, that's bad.
Hold on, I gotta do one myself.
Have you got a
I'll do one in solidarity, Lachlan.
I want to
would,
know,
but-
like, who
It's
discovered
kind of like
this?
it's nah.
And Chris,
I
to
don't
answer
even- I'll get a bottle of
your
water.
question, Chris,
Yeah.
no one discovered it. This is public information from Nintendo. So the reason why they do it is to stop kids from putting them in their mouths and swallowing them.
So while Beck's telling you that, I'm gonna put it in my mouth.
the thing
They
is, right, it's
manufactured
like
them
the
that way.
Streisand effect. Where
Mine
they,
tasted like nothing. What the
Yeah,
Did
where
you
it
lick
the-
becomes
did you
like
lick
an
the label?
urban myth, and it's
the
like,
label,
oh,
I'm
my
telling
dad works in Nintendo. Have you tasted fucking Rocket League yet? And it's like,
Nah,
oh, I'm
nah.
gonna give that one a try.
See, that's one that Reese has
How
already
was it,
licked
Reese?
before. He's
already
Yeah.
sucked the flavor off
Bro,
that.
I suck on him, man. It's
It's like when you get barbecue shapes and you lick all the flavor off. Reese has already done that.
Oh, and then
that
put
one
the biscuit
that one
back.
didn't work. Hold on, I gotta.
Oh, dude.
So
I'm gonna try Xenoblade Chronicles.
the thing is, right, I bet more people have put Switch cartridges in their mouths and almost choked them.
Yeah.
Shout out to
That's
Reese
great.
that went full tilt on the second one.
Full send.
See,
I mean,
Wait, hey, don't lick him.
the closest I have ever come to that is blowing on the cartridges that you put into a Game Boy or an
Chris.
N64.
Chris, can you do me a favor? Can you leave your room right now and go get you a Switch cartridge?
Okay.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, for the sake of the meme, I'll do it too. I'll see if I can.
Now I feel left out because I don't have a Switch, so I don't have any Switch cartridges to lick.
Switch gang. I'm actually so I got my Switch right, and I think it was like 2019, and I have not traveled since I've got it because we went through the years of like COVID, and I'm like, this is gonna be so good to take on a plane when I fly, because like I fly short distances kind of regular, and I haven't been on a plane in so long, and I feel like I'm gonna take it with me when I go to England. And I'll get like 3 hours out of it because the battery's probably fucked after it being.
I don't have any Switch
so
cartridges to
many
lick,
years
so I'm gonna lick the cinematics disc from a Diablo 2 installation.
Good.
Okay, so Tom had a bunch of Switch cartridges and he's been listening, so he knows exactly
It's,
what I'm planning on doing with it.
Tom literally throwing them to you. Just take it.
Making sure I pick one that it's like, it's okay if it gets a little bit wet. You know what? I think
How
Ring Fit
wet is
Adventure-
your tongue, right? Like, it's not gonna.
I mean, I'm dehydrated on a day-to-day basis, so not
Yeah.
that wet.
So if
Okay,
anything,
I've
it's
got-
gonna make it worse.
I've got Ring Fit Adventure. Let me.
Alright.
Oh
Doesn't
yeah,
taste like
that's
sweat.
Is it the plastic as well? I thought it was just the label. Is it also the plastic?
yeah. It's so that
Probably
if
the
I
whole
put
thing.
it's so that if I put any part of this on my tongue, it tastes like that.
Yeah,
That is exactly what it tastes like.
It tastes like.
Because it's like I did just the tip. That's what she said. Like on the tip of my tongue, and then the second I like put my tongue back in and close my mouth, it spread. So it's one of those
Yeah.
ones where it's like it's activated by.
We're
wet.
really hyping it up for Chris.
I can't find my Switch game.
Lies.
I don't have a
Lies.
Switch.
Quick look.
Sure.
Do you actually want me to waste stream time like rummaging through my things to find a Switch
Content,
game?
man. It's
today?
content. So the
Wow.
funny thing is, I know what they taste like. I don't own a Switch. I've never owned a Switch, but I have tasted a Switch cartridge, and I'm not telling you whose or when, but I have tasted a Switch cartridge.
I don't think it's just Switch cartridges. I think it's the other ones as well, like DS as well.
Yeah,
They're like-
anything that can fit in a
they?
3-year-old's mouth.
Yeah, I
DS
think they did it
cartridges.
with like older versions, like older ones as well.
Okay.
I only heard about it
Interesting.
when the Switch ones came.
Yeah, they only did
Camera.
it because kids used to choke on that Nintendo 64 cartridge.
The funny thing is, the bittering agent that they use on there, I actually bought like a big bottle of semi-recently because the idea is that it's supposed to deter the dog.
Thanks,
From like-
Reese.
Which do? I missed it.
I made a really stupid joke.
Oh,
When
It's
we were
like,
in this Reese.
they only do it so because kids kept choking on Nintendo 64 cartridges, and I just had the image of a kid just being like,
It was just Switch cartridges. They didn't do it with their previous ones.
I'm sorry,
because
Beck, that
exactly
is-
that.
that
They're
is
not
funny.
choking on 64 cartridges.
that is funny. I just didn't hear you.
Yeah, I mean that'd kill anyone, an adult. So, wait, we detracted away from Kai's story where he literally like phones up Nintendo and asks like for his dad that works there to get him an entire batch of bittering
No. So
agent.
if you
that
go
they use
to a
on
pet
their
shop,
game.
if you go to a pet shop, you can buy a bottle of the bittering agent, and the idea is you put it on things that you don't want the dog to chew or be around, because it tastes gross, right? And our dog is obsessed with the fence line along the side of the house because she's just like maximum guard dog.
Yeah.
But she like paces up and down the fence, and I was like, I'm gonna get some of this stuff, spray it over the bottom of the fence to like deter her away from the fence, right? So I go out there and I'm spraying it, and the wind is blowing it back in my face, and I'm breathing it in, and that taste that is on the Switch cartridges, I like inhaled, and it coated the entire inside of my mouth. It was horrible, but I like kept going, sprayed the whole fence, and the dog came out and started licking the fence, and just went up and
the
down the
first
fence,
thing,
licking
yeah.
it off.
Mate,
Did
dog
not
doesn't
care in
know.
the
Dog thinks that dog food tastes good, alright? Like, dog food smells terrible,
Yeah.
and dog thinks that tastes good.
So it made no difference at all, and now I have like half a bottle of that stuff in the.
Just chilling. Just
know,
use it
in
as
the
some
cupboard.
dressing. Just
So-
like when you got a good pasta, just
Well,
straight on there.
What I was thinking
Just
is,
some bittering agent.
for our New Year's party, I'll do you have to drink whatever's in this tube, this box again, like I did with Beck, and I'll put the bittering agent in there, and someone will get to drink the rest of that.
Ugh,
that,
sounds awful.
It's
that's
non-toxic.
horrible.
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably non-toxic if you lick it, but if you like want to drink a swig, probably not so
just
good.
can't
But just
imagine that
put it on like the rim of the glass, like
Oh.
on a shot or whatever.
God.
Mate, don't even like. I had that cement mixer and it was awful.
Good shot.
Nope, that was horrible. That was actually, yep, no, I remember
That
that.
was not a
I
good
remember
drink.
everyone was
Oh
like,
yeah, you got me with
this
that.
is horrible. Shot? And I'm like, why?
It's like, just
I think the video from that is probably the best video to admit exist on the internet, and I'm fairly sure it's because you watch 3 people nearly vomit,
oh,
but in various
honestly,
different ways.
it was
good time.
it was awful. It's like, so apple juice is good, right? Bailey's is good.
It's
but you've gone
not-
for like
it's lime
What is it?
juice.
Yeah, it was
lime juice.
Lime juice.
Oh,
It's a
Jesus.
shot. For those of you playing at home, a cement mixer is a shot, and it's 50% Baileys and 50% lime juice, and you float the lime juice on the Baileys with a spoon. And then you take the shot, and while it's in your mouth, you go and shake it up in your mouth like a cement mixer. And the lime juice curdles the cream in the Baileys and turns it into cement in your mouth. I have never had one, but I made about 10 of them and made friends drink them. I have never
You've
tried
never
one,
had
and
one?
I never intend
Yeah.
to. But every time we have a party where people are really drinking, I'm like, hey guys, I'll make you a shot, but you have to drink it. And people always say yes. including people that have
Biggest
already
swindler
done.
there is.
So
That's it. This Christmas this year, you're getting a cement mixer.
I'm absolutely
Yeah,
not. I'm not. Why would I drink
No,
that?
You're having one.
I don't
We're
understand
pouring
why
you.
any of you said yes. There's no
You know
way
what?
I'm saying
At
yes.
some point, we're gonna get you so drunk that you won't even have a choice. Kai,
luck.
drunk Kai will do it, but sober Kai wouldn't.
Yeah.
But drunk Kai
Yeah,
will happily play air trumpet. Look, not a care in the world.
Drunk Kai is an asshole. I hate that guy.
Everyone thinks he's pretty cool though, that guy. It is like
bro.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You're like a
Dr-
completely different person.
Drunk Kai gets a train car full of drunk people to sing songs. So like, I'm sort of
I
on
can't
drunk
take.
Kai's
I
side.
cannot take credit for that. Like I was not alone.
You and I.
Was this year at Ralphtown?
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah, that's only
Yeah.
like
Sort
look
of snaps.
to back Kai up on the it wasn't me. It's because there were other people on that train that went to that event that were committed to making sure that a whole train sing along was
Oh,
going
yeah.
to happen, and I can tell you at least one of them was Tom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We've been
Tom
neglecting
and
chat
Eli.
while we got distracted immediately with Switch cartridges. So welcome, Batlord Basil and Curve. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Doing our regular pre-game shoot the shit. But how have you guys been since last time we played some D&D? Yes, King? We are getting pretty close to the climax of this, whatever you want to call it, campaign.
I feel like the climax is going to be one of those things where it's like, here, you're doing a bunch of small little things. Here is this grandiose, world-changing thing, and story ends.
Here's the invention of the gun. Like, I'm actually been having a lot of fun, and for the last few weeks, my YouTube recommendations have been nothing but D&D.
Yeah.
You're back
That's
on the
like
D&D
what
train.
happens. You go
Right,
down
I'm
the
back
rabbit
in.
hole.
Yeah.
Well, what are we in? What are we on? We're on like 3 or 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
More than that.
I
We
feel
Yeah,
like
did-
that's
we've had
been
a long-
broken up next week though.
I feel like we had, but it was a good
Yes.
streak to say the least.
yeah.
Yeah.
Considering that we went through that like after session 2, it was like, oh, time to have a break.
No, I think we had 4 in a row, and we were like, holy crap, we've played a month straight of D&D. And then we had like just COVID after COVID after
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
All 5 of us caught COVID 1 week removed from each other, basically.
Didn't.
Sorry, Beck didn't. 4 of us
I
caught
don't know how
COVID
the hell you didn't, Beck, but anyway.
and
Beck's
like
immune.
staggered
Yeah.
our illness.
Okay, like there's that, and then I also have the world's worst infected fingers. So you know,
Can we not
Kind of.
talk about your finger, please?
We take our victories with our defeat.
yeah,
I don't want to look at your gangrenous.
I'm not
Makey
asking
finger.
you to look at it.
Stop putting it in my face, Beck.
You can smell it
Just
from
get
here.
Get it out of here.
Beck, put that thing back where you came
It smells
from,
like
so
a
help me.
Nintendo cartridge. It's
Smells like a Nintendo cartridge. God damn.
All right.
But,
Also,
I
please,
mean-
please don't make fun of it. It really hurts.
the more you make fun of it, the more it hurts.
Laughter takes the pain away. At least that works for
Yeah.
me.
It hurts here, but it also hurts here.
That hurt here and here.
But I mean, when was the last time you guys actually played 12 sessions of D&D in a year?
Oh, fuck, about 2 years ago.
It's been a hot minute. It's
Yeah.
been a hot
Um,
minute.
Long
Honestly?
time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Lachlan's
Like,
played 12 sessions of D&D the last 12 years.
All
on Good Friday.
So true.
Yes, that, you are not wrong. And every time we have our Good Friday D&D, we're like, we can play on the weekends and we'll get it in, and we'll get another session in soon. We are coming up to Good Friday
It's
again.
we're
Here we
closer
go.
to, yeah, we're closer to next Good Friday than last Good Friday.
Yep.
All the more reason to lock it in, hey boys.
yeah.
Just like in a quick session.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bro, that's the plan with my Sunday sessions, alright? That's
Yeah, I'm actually really
Well,
keen.
once a year.
which we've already. I'm like, hey, we're gonna do a Sunday session, and everyone's like, yeah, in November. Like,
Well, the problem is Reese is going to run a campaign, which is going to be awesome, fortnightly, because that's like easier for everyone to slot into schedules. But then it was like, cool, let's start like, I don't know if it was this Sunday was the original proposed start date, But then it was like, cool, and then we miss a Sunday because we're doing it fortnightly, have a second session, and then there's PAX, Lachlan and I going overseas, and we would have to skip like 5 weeks while people are away. So it's like, should we just start it after that rather than have 2 sessions and then go dark?
That's the drawback to
For a
doing
month.
like fortnightly, is that if you miss one in that fortnight, then like it takes you forever, like a month basically, before you get your next session. So unless you go, hey, we missed this one, so we'll make up for it, and then our 2-week schedule will be out of like swing, which is fine because it will catch up to itself at some point.
It is what it is. You gotta do it. Take what you can get.
This is what me and Beck have been dealing with when we miss Stardew streams. It's like we miss a Stardew stream and it suddenly like it
And
won't
then
be
all
a
of a
month
sudden
until the next one.
we get back to Stardew Valley and we're like, what year is it?
Just lost, fumbling
What's
around the
happening?
dark. Like, who are you? What are you doing in my house?
I'm worried I'm gonna have that with well, a few games actually that I started and then I've just not played in ages. Like I still haven't finished
D&D?
Stray. I'm really close to finishing Stray, but
Oh.
I haven't quite finished it yet. And I'm like, ah, crap! It's been a couple of weeks now. I got distracted playing Half-Life. Am I gonna remember what's going on?
See, I'm glad that Stray was so short because I managed to smash through it. But also, I think I only finished it because it was I had COVID. So I probably would have been in the same boat that Kai is, but I had COVID, and so I finished it, and then I was like, we're done. Uninstall.
Yep.
Like, I'll come back to this on a rainy day when I'm feeling like playing it again.
You know, you've just recently finished the Last of Us games again. You need to play The Last of Us 1 again now that the
No,
PS5
I
version's
don't.
out.
I really don't. Like,
What? You don't want to buy The Last
Yeah.
of Us 1
How
again?
could you not?
Yeah, for
It's
the
the
third time.
best
let me
game.
just see my collection real quick.
I mean, when it comes out on PC, I will definitely buy it because it's a great game.
Yeah, only on
I-
PlayStation is no longer a no longer.
Yeah,
a thing
it's like
anymore.
only on PlayStation for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I bought The Last of Us on PS3 when it first came out. Loved it. I bought it on the PS4 when it came out. Loved it. Then Last of Us 2 came out for the PS4 as well, actually. It's not a PS5 game. Loved it. And like I've recently played through Last of Us 1 and 2 again. And I was just like, what am I doing with my life? And they're like, hey, here's Last of Us 1 on PS5. I don't think I need it. Like I already own it twice on 2 different like versions, and I'm done. I've already played
I can't
it
believe what I'm
3 or 4
hearing you
times.
say. Sacrilege. How could you? Have you played the intro to Last of Us 1? Man, I don't even...
Multiple times. Makes me sad every time.
That's the reference, because that's all that it was for about 2 weeks. Was like, Chris, you have got to play The Last of Us. Oh my god. So here I am
you do.
sitting on Lockie's bed with our little fucking legs hanging over the edge. Back when my eyesight was good, playing The Last of Us 1 in his like parents' house and in his bedroom.
Good game.
It was good.
Yeah.
Never played
I
beyond the intro.
Great game.
I still haven't finished The Last of Us.
Oh,
It's good.
10
Speaking
out
of
of 10.
finishing things, shall we play some D&D? Since that's
Go on,
why
Kat.
we are here.
If
It's
we
fine, we'll just
must,
cancel
I
the
guess.
podcast. Just get
wow.
rid of it.
I thought D&D was just us getting together and talking smack for 7 hours
Stop
and then being like,
joking about the podcast because I've been trying to pitch the podcast.
Bro,
Hey.
I'm a fan, man. Let's figure it out in November. When everyone's time.
We'll pencil it in for January of 2023.
Yeah.
It's like, bad news, guys. We've got the okay green light for the podcast, but it has to be on the Sundays that Reese would otherwise be wearing D&D. So we'll have to cancel Reese's D&D, I'm afraid. Sorry.
God damn.
Look, I could push it back a few weeks. How's everyone's January looking? February, maybe?
I can't do April. I've got Good Friday D&D. Sorry.
Can't miss that.
how good is
Alrighty.
being an adult and not having any time? All right, let's finish
I
this.
love it.
Let's jump in.
All right, everybody. For those of you who are new or have forgotten, have short-term memory loss, we're going to start a timer just down here, just on top of the chat box down there, and that's going to be our focused gameplay timer, which just means that we're not going to be talking to you guys in chat verbally. We're still going to be typing away, chatting to you in the chat box, so keep an eye out for us there. It just lets us keep things a little bit more focused and on track and actually get through some games, because as you've seen, we are very easily distracted, and it keeps us from getting too tangential while we do what we're doing. So, without further ado, let's start session 12 of Rolands Landing Polis Defence. Last time, you guys had just finished up a big boss battle, or a mini boss perhaps, and searched around, found a letter with some Facilin coded text on it, and upon returning with that evidence to the watch house, you were advised to perhaps take that to the Facilin prisoners locked up in the tower that you guys haven't had much luck interrogating before, and see if you can get some information out of them, get them to translate and decode the message for you. As it happens, Gabriel is the only fluent Facilin speaker, although Rosie is gaining proficiency every time she listens in, eavesdrops on a conversation, and he's getting there, but Gabriel took the lead on the interrogation. Considering that no one else is fluent in Facilin, and Rosie stayed downstairs to see if she could gain any info from the other two prisoners, Gabriel is the only one who knows what the Facilin prisoners said about the letter. You guys saw some back and forth. You saw Gabriel slap the man twice, I think it was.
Yeah.
But otherwise are unsure exactly of what transpired. Before discussing the contents or the information gleaned, you guys locked the prisoner back up, returned the keys to everybody's favourite
Gerald.
Pardon me. Favourite watch guard, Gerald, and left the tower. And as you begin your wander back to the watch house, I believe Gabriel was preparing to give his account of what was said.
Yes.
Or you guys were pressing him for it, I should say. Whether or not he's actually gonna...
Yeah. Are you gonna sweet talk me into it first?
I believe you were going to tell us anyway, because you were like, let's talk outside.
I stayed downstairs with the other prisoners while you guys went up, and they didn't really give up any information. So hopefully you guys got something out of the guy upstairs.
We did. Why don't we step outside and I will reveal what I have learned.
Whoa, deja vu.
Yeah, I think we already stepped outside. We already reached
Oh,
the
sorry.
recap,
I heard Rosie say that she was downstairs with the prisoners, so I am very tired.
That's fine. I was just explaining where I was in relation to you guys about minutes ago.
All right. Listen here, guys. This is pretty bad. Actually, I think maybe we should head to Drinking Dicks.
It's that bad.
It's not let's step outside and have a
terrible.
conversation bad. It's let's go and sit down at the pub before we have this conversation.
Well, let me rephrase it
take a seat.
this way. If there's anything you might be able to glean from this interaction, I think we're all going to need at least a drink at hand ready. So let's go.
Let's
Alright.
go.
Back to drinking dicks.
no.
Here we go.
Super Mario joined the party.
Oh no.
You guys chuck a left turn as you were heading back to the watch house, and instead head your way to Drinking Dicks. It is first thing in the morning, and as you enter, find that it's pretty empty. There's no other members of the watch currently sitting around drinking. However, Chuli's behind the bar. Looks like he's sort of preparing for the day, cleaning up some glasses, drying them off, racking them up, that kind of thing. He looks up as you all enter. Morning. Bit early for a drink, isn't it?
Hey, Chuli. Ales. You're serving at this time?
Anything you need? Any?
Can I have your mildest ale, please?
A mild ale for Hadrig, and actually, I'm going to change mine to some pretty strong stuff. What have you got? Scotch, whiskey.
Oh, well, you name it. We stay pretty well stocked here. I've got some fine scotches from up in the mountains, if that's what you're feeling.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Never too early for an ale.
Starts preparing your drinks without any dissenting words from Rosie or Klaus. He pours some house ales for them, and Hadrian gets one a slightly lighter colour before Gabriel's gets half of a small glass of a very dark brown whiskey. He noticed, sort of, as he's pouring these, he looks up and says, "You're all still in uniform. Just come off a night shift, have you?"
Something
Just
like
started,
that.
actually.
Yeah, should we be drinking on the job?
Well, none of my business. And he pops the drinks up on the counter.
Thank you. Julie, I'm just going to sort of take my drink and then just sort of do a 90-degree turn and head for the back of the bar and just sort of sit straight down.
Kind of just like, I just look after him and I'm like, and then walk it out to the table.
As we go up to get our drinks, so Gabriel's walked away. We're going up to get our drinks. I sort of whisper to the guys, "It might be good news."
Hadrian,
It's a celebratory
I don't think it's going to
drink.
be good news.
You never know.
So positive.
Truly looks at Gabriel's retreating back. Says, "Well, good luck with the rest of your shift."
Oh god. All right. Go join Gabriel.
Oh boy.
The four of you have your pick of the tables.
Oh, we take Alpha Squad's table.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for disaster.
You take the same corner table that you sat in on the first night. You visited Drinking Dick's. No one's there to contest it at this point in time.
Alright, I'm trying to type hurriedly. In fact, I should probably just ask. Hi, the first half of the note I've totally forgotten, but the second half I have with me.
Oh, that's cool. I can send that your way.
Thanks. So, guys, sorry, I've gone a little bit pale in the face. The rest of the note is, well, it has been revealed to me, let's put it that way. And it's not good. It is really not good at all.
What is it, Gabriel?
This is
on a
my
scale of 1 to
essay.
10
Please read my essay. Here comes my essay. Gabriel mashing F5 on his chat for me, waiting for me to send through the link.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how not good is it? 10 being like, we should probably leave town.
Well, Hadrig, I'll leave that up to you, but the mention of leaving town is not one that should stray far from the realm of possibility. Listen, everyone. I'm going to read you the note. Oh,
I just want to quickly present a different idea to the table. I'm just like, on a scale of 1 to, we probably should have taken this to the watch house instead of the local pub.
well, true. But also, yeah, I needed a drink. And
Nervous laugh.
be damned,
Well,
duty ain't
Uh-huh.
getting in my way
You
of
can't interrupt breakfast ale.
breakfast ale. Okay, so
Alright.
just in case any of you have forgotten the note, I shall read the whole contents to you. The man in the tower, one Ben, was kind enough to relay the secret encoded information in here. It reads in full. Bruno, what did I tell you about writing to me? These petty concerns of yours are not worth the risk of our connections being found. This is the last time I will retread old conversations for the sake of your paranoia. As you are well aware, you and I both have agents within the RLPD that will ensure the wine makes it into the city. Wine in inverted commas. Not that they should even be necessary given the pathetic state the watch is in. Furthermore, the fool... and now is what I've learned. Furthermore, the fool of an inventor suspects no ulterior motives in the grant that he received to move his workshop into the city. This will leave the weapon within easy reach of you and your agents. Be sure to leave nothing that leads back to your group when you take it. Do what you must to help the Watch in blaming the man's assailant. As promised, our fleet is already on the way. Once the girl is dead and the royal line is brought to a permanent end, a Fusilan peacekeeping force will arrive in the city to ensure a smooth transition, and of course, to execute any survivors within the Watch, as a gnomish leader is chosen and installed on the throne. Unlike you, I do not require constant reassurance, and am confident that your marksman will perform his tasks with the precision you promise. Do not contact me again until this job is done. And then Gabriel sort of leans forward and almost crumples the note while he uses his other hand to just sort of push the whiskey up towards his mouth and down his throat.
Hadrig's head is in his hands, and he is just looking at his feet.
I just sort of have this like dumbfounded look on my face because I'm just like, why did they write all of that down in a note? Like,
as I'm sure you recall, Rosie, this note was intended for Father Bruno, and the note makes mention here that he's been convening quite frequently with members of the Fusilan executives. Anyway, everything in here, it's all something that only we might have suspected in our most dreadful nightmares, and it appears now that in writing here it's confirmed to be coming true.
so they're planning on killing the princess.
Put a chat command in the Facebook.
I just realised, and as I realised, I looked up and saw Chris laughing. Oh Lord!
He's got the whole
He's like
contents of
trying
the
to-
note in Facebook, and then it's followed by exclamation pride. Like he's trying to change the lights. Nice one.
Oh
Sweet.
man, that's funny.
Brilliant, just brilliant.
So
gold.
take away from the moment.
Back into character.
Brilliant. Amazing.
Yeah, there we go.
We love
There we
it.
go. Fixed
Oh.
up. Okay.
It always went there,
Alright,
don't worry about
I'm
it.
tired.
So we don't know who the mole is. We do know the princess is in danger, and they tried to frame Timmy, but we know that he, for a fact, or we hope, had nothing to do with this. Confirms our suspicions that he had. Nothing
Well,
to do with
yes. As far as Timmy goes, essentially it's acknowledged here that he's, of course, innocent, but they're trying to frame him and put the blame on him.
Just a
As for the
small
mole-
asterisk on that, Gabriel. The word there was assistant, not assailant, but otherwise. it was spot on.
Sorry, assistant. Yeah, I misread that. My fault.
I did actually make that jump. I was like, assistant.
Yeah, okay. might be. As for your conjecture of a mole, Klaus, I will remind you that the word agents, plural, is written here when referring to agents within the RLPD that will ensure the wine makes it into the city. So this is an event that's already come and passed, but the mention of the word agents is interesting.
So do we? What do we do? Do we take it straight to the crown and try and avoid the guards or the watch house?
I mean, I suppose we should, but wouldn't it seem a bit sus?
especially if
in possession
especially
of
if
a
the-
Fusilan note?
yes, but if it's signed and obviously it's been ciphered, I mean, otherwise we need someone to back us that has some sort of authority. Because I mean, what if 4 guards going to walk into the king's castle or the princess's castle and claim that her life is in danger, which I guess they already suspect, but who knows who the mole is? The mole could be, or the moles or agents could be in Illabar. They could be in Hyjara. They could be in Hardstone. They could be in any of the different precincts.
They're bringing up the crowning ceremony, aren't they?
I don't know. Like, is it?
I
is
think
it
there
too
was
risky?
discussion that they may bring it forward.
Yeah, expediting it so that it would happen sooner rather than later, because the
Chris.
Facilant fleet is on the way.
That's going to be when the assassination attempt takes place.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask in real life rather than ask in character. Can you take what Kai has sent you and just send it to the chat so that I can reread it?
Yes. Do you want the whole thing start to finish?
No.
Just the second half?
I don't think we need the stuff that was already translated.
Okay.
I
I'll
mean,
put it in the WA.
Gabriel can send you in text whatever he likes, whether or not
Yeah.
it's what was actually written down.
Doctored screenshots.
Oh god, don't even.
So,
So what I'm getting from this is that Fusilla is only here to facilitate a gnomish rebellion to retake the kingdom of Rolands Landing.
I think they plan on framing it as a gnomish revolution, so then we're focused on the gnomes rather than the facilities coming.
Well, I think it's more so the fact that they don't necessarily want Rolands Landing, and they'd rather have a gnome on the throne for the sake of them not having to run Rolands Landing.
They're gonna
Well,
kill the princess. That's what they.
So, like, an incursion, or like they're coming in to Rolands Landing from Facilla, and they're going to lop the head off the princess, and then put their own person of power in there, which the gnomes have already been working with the Facillans. So while the Facillans wouldn't be like taking control directly, then they'll just have a figurehead in place.
That is as much as we suspected, what with the whole Gelf Dark Hearth movement and all. But, I don't know. What's the plan? Are we gonna rescue the princess and stand guard, or are we gonna flee? Are we gonna show this to the captain?
Do we take it? Yeah, do we take the note back to the captain, give them the note, hope that the agent is not part of this, or the agent or mole is not in Ilabar, or alternatively, we could take it to my father in High Jarrah's guardhouse, who was a captain that we know and could trust in a position of power to take it to the king.
Can we trust his watch house though? Like, we can trust him, but what about the watch house that he commands?
Alpha Squad!
Yeah, I mean...
I really don't want to take it to High Jarrah, man.
Do you want to take it back to Captain Noble and...
Look, at this point, like, I hate to say it like this, but I don't think we can really trust anyone. I mean, the fact that this whole Gelf Darkhearth thing has gone completely unnoticed and unperturbed. The Fusilan army is basically already on the way, and I mean, there was already a discrepancy between the number of prisoners and being kept by Gerald, who's obviously shit at bookkeeping. Like, suppose he were actually in on it. Suppose like anyone from Ilabar was in on it too.
Well, was it? It was Corporal Arnold who took over the handling of the crossbows and carts and wine.
Yes, along with some nearby watchmen from, I forget which district.
Segajan district.
Segajan district that jumped in, remember, and helped us at the gate when we were getting attacked.
Yep. So what's your plan? Are we taking it back to Ilabar, or are we just going to go and try and stop this assassination ourselves?
What if we take it back to Ilabar and only reveal some information, so we don't reveal the knowledge that we know that there's a mole, and we simply go back and share the fact that they intend to use the weapon to kill the princess, and...
Unfortunately, I don't think that will work, because the first half of the note that has been transcribed is that which concerns the mole, and the second part, which we are supposed to be pretending to not know, is the part that talks about the assassination of the princess.
Yeah, but we don't need to tell them that we have a note. We could just say...
Well,
We've already told them.
Yeah, you
We
did
already
show the
told-
note
Yeah, we already-
to the captain.
they were going.
This morning
they were
feels like
going
a week
to.
ago.
It's been a wild morning.
Yeah.
So the captain and the sergeant, so Captain Noble and Sergeant Chaplin have read the translated first half of the note. The second half right now, only you four and the prisoners, supposedly, know the contents.
Yeah, and Sergeant Chaplin said that he could translate it because he has done some time.
Yes, he was in the Rolands Landing Navy and had hands-on experience with intercepted messages, but he did say it would take him some time to work through it and decode it.
Yeah. So he's the only one that would be able to decipher the bottom, whereas the others, such as Corporal Arnold and Captain Noble, they might know how to decipher it just off the get-go if they're a mole/agent.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So, I mean, Corporal Arnold was at the scene when the crossbows got intercepted. She took over the situation, so I feel like she puts her as suspect number one if it was inside the Illabar Tower, and being that crime links to the captured Facilans. So, there's that.
Right.
Jacinta Noble the other night obviously wasn't looking too happy, and she was looking a bit down and away. We didn't really press into it. Maybe she knows some more. Maybe she has some more information, being that she is the captain.
Yeah.
Um,
Are we trying
also,
to like?
Also, Corporal Arnold is a gnome. Not to say that, sorry, Rosie, but Corporal Arnold is a gnome, and she might be easier to be turned than, say, a half or a human, if they're looking for some moles on the inside.
Okay, so for now, are we saying that Corporal Arnold is like suspect priority number one?
I don't think we
I
can
think
trust
so.
any of them. To
Do
be
we?
perfectly
Yeah, like
honest.
are we?
Yeah.
Like how are we gonna gauge who we can trust? Like, are we gonna just like weed them out one by one?
Well, if you guys
Because-
want to take it, if we want to take it back to the Illabar Watch House and we want to talk to those, so we either go in and we try and stop this all by ourselves, and we try and stop this assassination because we can't trust anyone. We can only trust the four of us. Hands in, Mighty Ducks. But it's the four of us trying to stop the assassination without telling anyone. But we've got to tell someone. It's not like every single person is a mole or an agent. Otherwise, the entire city would just collapse under Facilian rule. From the inside out. We could go back to Jacinta Noble. We could try our luck and try and push it up the higher range, so then the King's Guard or something similar would be able to help in preventing the assassination of the princess. So they're like sort of our two options. Like, we take it back to the watch house and we try and get some assistance. We might feed the information to the mole, or we try and go to the do it ourselves. Unless you guys have any other options.
Look, from the options that you've presented, we've got take it to an authority, or we can sort this out ourselves.
Mhm.
And in the latter, we know that we can trust one another, despite only having four of us. But in the former, if we pick the wrong person to divulge this information to, that could basically jeopardize the entire scheme. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I fully understand that.
Yeah, so
But
like, which is more
if anything,
risky.
if we divulge the information to the wrong person, it's only us that are going to get into harm's way at Illabar Watch House, and then we'll be confronted by, say, Corporal Arnold, for example. Or if all three of them are in cahoots, then we end up getting locked away, and Gerald is our fucking handler. So, I mean, I agree.
Fate worse
But,
than
like,
death.
Oh, well, in that case, we'll be back on the streets the next day.
Exactly.
he was an agent.
Probably Gerald, to be honest. But anyway,
Do we want to?
what do you think?
Do we want to do some snooping in our own guardhouse
I think, well, first, I think we need to
to see
figure
if we
out
can
when
find some more
this,
information?
when this coronation's going to be, because we might not have much time.
What did Captain Noble mention last night? We got back and they were drinking and...
They said that they might be moving it up, since they've seen the fleet leaving port. That they might be looking into moving up the coronation so that we actually have a leader.
Sooner rather than later. And to me, it just makes sense that that's when the assassination's going to take place. She's probably going to be out in the open. Mm-hmm. Well,
There's probably going to be a lot of people.
Let's just go back to the watch house and find out when the coronation is, because that's not information that's relevant to the mole.
I mean,
they've already told us that they're moving it forward, and they would know. They have no reason not to tell us.
Would it not be a big public announcement? Could we maybe ask Julie when, if anything, has anyone looked at a newspaper today? Are we?
Hey, Julie, do we know when the coronation is yet?
Oh, well, I mean, last I heard it was not scheduled for another week. Has something changed?
Maybe. I'll let you know.
No reason.
Just curious is all. Don't stress.
Just forgot the date. Couldn't remember if it was 2 weeks or 1 week.
How to run it with Gerald, you know? It just really sucks the intelligence out of you.
I've heard stories. I've never met the man, but I've heard stories.
Oh, he is a delight. Anyway. Okay, we'll head back to the watch house. Are we going to reveal that we know the contents of the note?
Well, they're going to ask us if we know the contents, so I don't think we divulge in telling them that we do.
So we say, we couldn't feign anything from it?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we say...
If we tell them that we can't feign anything from it, then Sergeant Chaplin will take it off our hands, and he will cipher it.
But if Sergeant Chaplin is,
but
quote
he
unquote,
won't know
the
that
mole,
we know, right? If he's
he
in
won't
on
know
it,
that we know.
he might
Hang
just
on.
assume we don't
Hang
know.
on. Hold
Okay.
on.
Exactly.
Hold on. The information about the moles is in the already translated part. So
It
if
is.
they've read it,
yes,
they know that we know about the moles.
They know that we know about the moles, but they don't know that we
No,
know that
about
there's
the
a
assassination
plot
attempt.
to assassinate
Right.
the princess.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
They know that we know, but we don't know if they know that we know that they know, right? Like that's...
Aha! You told me to go to the castle so that I would think that you wanted me to not go to the castle, so that I would.
Well, regardless, if we do give
You
the note to
said
Sergeant
go to
Chaplin,
bread.
Inconceivable.
if we do go and we give Sergeant Chaplin the note, it's fine. He can find out the information, and whether or not he tells us what's in that note, we will know whether or not he's lying, because we know what's on the bottom of that note. So we can give it up, and then that would then solidify that he himself could be a mole.
You know what? That actually makes sense.
So
Okay.
we give him the note regardless. We just don't tell him that we know, and then we find out when the coronation is, and then we put our own plan into action. Are we happy?
Yep.
Yep.
All
That's
right.
good.
Sounds like a consensus to me. You guys finish off your drinks, and
With the resounding
I-
thud.
I put my hand in.
I put my hand in.
We're doing
Put
the
my
Mighty
hand in.
Ducks then.
Quack. Quack. Quack.
Quack.
Quack. Quack.
Quack.
Quack. Quack.
Ducks fly together.
beautiful,
Hey.
Well done, Hadrig. You got another one.
amazing. Cool.
Did it.
You guys
He pulls out a little notebook and just puts a little one in it.
pop your glasses down and make your way to the door. Chuli
See ya,
gives you
Chuli.
all the wave as you leave. Good luck with the rest of the shift. Hope it's better than the first half must have been.
Thanks, Julie.
And
Appreciate it.
back out into the early morning sun, you make your way through the streets of Illabar back to the watch house.
I just kind of like nudge Hadrig and I'm just whisper like up at him. I'm like, I wonder if Chuli's the mole.
How dare you?
Nah, I trust Julie.
Julie's not allowed to leave the bar.
I mean,
think
he
Julie
is a murderer.
Yeah.
He's in prison as we speak.
All right.
God damn.
Nah, I got a good feeling about Julie.
Making it back
Confirming.
to the watch house, you head inside, and as the door closes behind you, you hear the voice of Captain Noble shout down from upstairs. Is that you?
Who is you, Captain?
As she says that, she comes to the door. You lot. I don't know, the team, squad. I haven't come up with a catchy name like Alpha Squad.
Alpha Squad 2.
Subordinates will be
Boogaloo.
fine.
Would that be Beta Squad?
You know what?
Alpha
We can
Squad
work
2.
on that. We can work on that.
She's saying this as she comes down the stairs towards you. I was hoping you'd get here soon. Any luck with the prisoners this morning?
I'm shaking my head.
There was little we could gather from them. After all, they only speak that dastardly Fusillan language, so it was quite short and sharp, to be honest.
Damn. All right.
I just like roll my eyes at that statement.
Well, it was worth a shot, I suppose. I'll hand the letter off to Sergeant Chaplin, get him to work on it, and see if he can glean anything. And she puts out her hand.
Very well.
Should we? Do you want us to
The
take
note.
the note to Sergeant Chaplin ourselves, Captain?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure where he is right now. He shouldn't be far away though.
When we see him, we've got some business to speak to him about anyway. So we can hand it to him personally.
Okay, your call. Well, look, while you're here, I've got some news. Certainly not good news.
Some more news.
You know that, like I said yesterday, the Fusillan fleet has left port, and I suspected they'll bring the coronation forward. Well, it turns out they have. Got word this morning that the coronation of the Princess Charlotte will be tomorrow.
Oh no! Of course it will be.
Yeah, keep that
That's
to
really
yourselves.
good news, I suppose.
It's supposed to be a surprise so that no one knows, but secrets like this have a habit of getting out pretty quickly. Which means that we have a lot to prepare for tomorrow. Where do you guys stand now? You didn't get much out of the prisoners. What have you got any idea what is going on, or what you think the next move should be?
I shoot a look over to Klaus as sort of like as if to say, do you think we should tell her anything?
Where is the coronation being held?
Well, the coronation itself will be at the Church of Lathander. The trouble is that traditionally there is a parade before the coronation where the soon-to-be queen will be paraded through the streets for her people to see.
In these desperate times, Captain, is it not possible to forego the parade?
Well, I would certainly not be opposed to something like that if it was up to me. Unfortunately, it'll be the Palace Guard coming up with that route, and we don't have that information just yet. The sergeant and I are supposed to be heading to the palace this afternoon to be briefed on the coronation, as we're both ranking officers of the watch will be expected to participate in the parade and the coronation. On the plus side, that means that we'll be in close proximity to the princess the whole time, hopefully able to keep an eye on things. But the bad news is it means that we can't be out and about doing anything else.
Captain, is it out of the question that we four should also attend to keep an eye on things too?
Oh, you'll be keeping an eye on things. Don't worry about that. We just need to work out where you'll be best placed to keep an eye on things. As she says that, the door opens and Sergeant Chaplin walks in.
Speak of the devil.
Team's all together. Any update? How'd you go with those prisoners?
Not much to tell, I'm afraid, Sergeant. They speak that dirty Fusillan, and we couldn't glean much from the conversation.
I believe the
Not
term
exactly.
is hostile witness, Sergeant.
Not surprising, I'm afraid. Well, I'll take a crack at the letter today then.
Do you know how long it will take you, sir? Considering the coronation's moved up.
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, I'll sit down and get started. A few hours at least. I'm a bit out of practice. It's been years since I was in the Navy. But as long as they haven't changed their codes too much, I should be able to get to the bottom of it by the end of the day, I would say.
We have full faith in you, sir.
We'll come back at the end of the day and hear what you have to say.
Sounds good. And he puts his hand out for the note.
Hand it over.
He, well, no time to waste, I suppose. And he goes and sits at the main desk and opens up the note, pulls a few scraps of parchment over and starts poring over the note and scribbling away. Captain says, right, well, I guess that's the sergeant tied up for a while, and so I've got to get to the palace to get this briefing for the coronation. With any luck, I'll get a route, and we can use that to plan our best positions.
Have you seen Corporal Arnold anywhere, Captain?
Well, she was in on the night shift, so with the sergeant coming in this morning, she's technically off duty. I did ask her to be back as soon as possible, though. So hopefully she's back in a few hours. Probably catching a few hours sleep if I had to guess.
Wonderful. Thank you, Captain.
Look, I don't know if you've got any leads to follow today, but my suggestion would be to start trying to scope out areas that might be good to get a good view of the parade and watch over it. The only thing that I can suggest without knowing the full route is to look for somewhere near the Church of Lathander. That's the only place they're guaranteed to go because that's where the coronation itself will take place.
Is it happening inside the church?
The coronation itself, yes.
Yeah. And who will be allowed inside the church?
The rich and powerful, to put it simply. To actually get in the church itself will be a very prestigious event, and all the nobles and rich merchants will be falling over each other to be there for the coronation of their queen. The people will be in the streets by and large and watching things from afar, but the church itself will be a fortress, for lack of a better term. You're muted. Beck.
Yeah, sorry. There's someone in my house that seems to think playing a board game at a very loud volume. Chuck stuff at him.
How good's board games though?
Yeah, though. You're supposed to scream when you play board games, I've heard.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should just go check out the parade route. We'll see if we can find a good spot for a marks person, because you always have to think of every possibility.
Sure. I mean, you've mentioned a weapon, right? Could that have something to do with this, do you think?
It definitely looked long range.
I'm
range.
fearful of this kind of possibility, Captain. That's why we were sort of prodding to ask for any extra information we could perhaps help with something.
Right.
But
right.
no matter.
Rosie mentioning, the possibility of a marked person seems to sort of jolt that memory from the captain. Do you think that maybe they're going to try and set up somewhere up high? Do you think this weapon has longer range than, say, a bow or a crossbow?
Hard to say. What do you think, Rosie?
Well, it's a feat of scientific unknowns. Like, it would make sense, and from what we've seen of it, it looks like it could potentially be a very long-distance weapon. So, I think it would be worth us going and seeing if we can find a place that they would potentially set up, if that were the case. And if there's a few, then we'll come back and let you know, because the only thing we can really do now is just try and prepare as best we can.
Okay. Well, that's as good a plan as any for the day. I'm leaving for the palace. The sergeant will stay here decoding the note. Hopefully the corporal will be back soon and we can all discuss. If the four of you can head into the area around the church where we know that the parade will end up sooner or later, that's probably our best bet. If we don't know the parade route, we can only hope that neither does this potential assassin.
When's your meeting with the palace guard, Captain?
I'll be leaving as soon as we're done here.
Would it be possible for you to try and get an idea of where the parade route's going to be so that we can adequately prepare?
I'm hoping that'll be part of the briefing, yeah.
On that same note, Captain, how far is the Church of Lathander from the palace?
Well, let's have a look at our table map here. It's cropped a little bit, so I don't have the full... actually, do I have the full map handy? Please hold.
And also a rules check for Reese.
Yo.
To reassign a spell, because I've
For a
got...
cleric.
Yeah, so like, you can obviously take short rests and stuff, and I think you can take a short rest or something similar to like reassign, because you can, if you have a spell prepared for the day, there's no reason you can't reassign it to something else as long as you've got the like preparation time you would first thing in the morning. And I think it's like 1 minute per spell, but it'd have to be like downtime.
Okay, so if you guys want to check the stream, is probably the quickest way for you to actually see this, unfortunately.
You can change your list of prepared spells when you finish a long rest.
Dang it.
That's fine. Not till tomorrow.
This is also the first time we've looked at the map as a whole. We got that nice scrolling background that we have, but this is the first time we've seen it all together.
Oh! Oh! Holy shit.
So you can see right on the northern edge of what is labelled as the Burrows there, that large church at the end of the road through Kingsway is the Church of Lathander. And the palace is up in sort of the centre of the map in the north. So that's sort of the route that, or the distance between the two that you're looking at is the church and the palace there. So between here is a lot of high-end housing, people that can afford an entire home to themselves rather than an apartment or a unit in some sort of shared boarding house. So pretty hoity-toity area, Kingsway there. Next to that is High Jarrah, which is
What's that big building in Kingsway?
the one to the just outside of the palace walls.
Yeah.
That is the Rolands Landing University.
You can't see it because I think we're all looking at the map, but I am, I am
yeah, you're
highlighting the building.
All right. What's the plan, guys?
I feel like looking at this map. Also, actually, just quickly, what is the building up at the very top of Radiant Road with the little semicircle on it?
That is an amphitheater.
Okay. I think the university may be the length or height that we're looking for, because that looks like it's some kind of, steeple to some descript. So it could be worth checking that out and seeing exactly how
And
clear of a shot it has between the castle and the church.
Is this a conversation we're having in the watch house? We could definitely have the watch would definitely have a map. Also, the watch house would definitely have a map. Of the
I
city.
feel like this conversation is being had over a big map table.
Yeah. The captain sort of points at the university and says, "It would definitely be the right height. They've got a pretty high wall around the university, but it would have a line of sight to the road."
What's the distance between the castle and the church?
Down that road, it'd be a couple of miles. The saving grace we have is that a lot of the buildings in Kingsway are quite small, quite low. It just depends on if they decide to detour through High Jarrah or exactly where the parade route intends to be.
Will they
Because
attempt-
it might not just be a fucking straight line. Why?
Would they attempt to visit their whole kingdom, or would they only visit the rich parts?
Well, historically, it's depended on the ruler. Originally, the idea of the parade was that it was a day-long affair, more or less, that visited all sections of the city, so that all of the, the new royalties people could lay eyes on their ruler. Since then, generally speaking, the routes have gotten shorter and shorter as the poorer folk have become less and less important in the eyes of the crown, to put it bluntly.
That's the thing. We could, if they were taking the just the king's way through, like that's suddenly like a lot less of the city that we could fucking look at. But at this point, we could be looking at the whole city. In which case,
The only
that's a lot
saving
of
grace
places.
here, Hadrig, is that our would-be assassin has the same information, we hope, which is that it could be anywhere in the city. They will probably be looking at it the same way we are, which is that the only guaranteed location on the parade route is the church. We have to hope that they're doing the same as we are and looking for a location near the church. If they've got better intelligence than us, then there's nothing we can do. It's already too late. We can only hope that we're at least on the same page when it comes to intelligence on the parade route. And by the end of the day, I hope to know more accurately where the route will be.
okay.
Oh yeah. There's too much conjecture here. I think we should let the captain go and
Yeah.
know for sure what the route's going to be, how everything's going to set up. We can use the next few hours to do something to prepare. And we'll probably meet back here at some point.
We should definitely meet back here. I'm not sure how long this briefing and preparation will be. I'd suggest you start looking for potential vantage points now. The university would be the right height. I don't know how likely it is, as it's a very prestigious organisation, and the Palace Guard are the guard used at the university as well. It falls under their jurisdiction. It would be very hard for someone to get in, though. Not impossible, I suppose. And it is quite a busy campus. Whether or not someone could be there unnoticed, I'm not sure. I think you'd probably be better off looking for abandoned or low traffic buildings, taller than the surrounding ones, somewhere around that church. But I'll leave it to your discretion. See what you can find. I'd better get going or I'll be late.
Very well. Thank you, Captain Noble.
Sergeant, I'll make some excuses for your absence. Stay here and work on that note. It's more important right now, I think. The sergeant just kind of waves a pen in the air and doesn't say anything as he carries on.
All right. Let's
Go, boys, and I just start walking out.
Yeah, let's go up to Kingsway, have a look to see what eye towers there are.
Oh, the captain
like-
stops you for a second. That reminds me. Take off your uniforms. You're heading into, well, an area that's not our jurisdiction. And let's just say Alpha Squad wouldn't be too happy to see you on their turf. So the less attention you draw, the better.
Oh
Fucking
god.
Alpha Squad.
It's like, here, wear these jackets instead, and it's just got like T-birds on the back. Very well. Good suggestion, Captain. I mean, Sergeant.
That was Captain.
Captain.
Oh, both the Captain and the Sergeant.
What?
So
Yes.
I'll quickly head up to the locker rooms, take off my watch uniform, put on my sort of regular clothing and all my equipment.
Yep. You guys quickly change. You're getting used to slipping in and out of uniform at this point.
Yeah,
Cool.
and then also we won't raise any suspicion as we start poking around in Kingsway if there are some gnomes up and about there setting up. Gnomes or Facilins.
Or both.
We don't know. Or
I
both.
feel like gnomes would stick out like a sore thumb.
We head off out of Villabar.
Cool. I just, as we walk out of the building, I sort of, turn to the guys and I'm like, remembering something in the note, I think will need to go and visit some old buddies of mine.
Old buddies of yours? You're not talking about the Gelf Darkhearth crap, are you?
One, never was religious, so thanks for trivializing that. No, some people from my previous occupation, in which I was helping liberate some folks of their, stuff. And I think it could potentially yield something. And with that, I just start walking towards Badger's shop.
Well,
You can come with me or you can stay
we-
behind, but...
I suppose we'd better follow Rosie.
Rosie
Come on, guys.
takes
Yeah.
a hard left into the thick of the burrows. And you guys sort of exchange a glance and then follow her in.
I sort of imagine it, because I think this is the first time you guys are actually coming with me.
To see Badger, yes.
Yeah. Y'all have no idea where I'm going. It's turns, it's ducks,
Yeah.
it's unders, it's overs.
It's just a rat race here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is well and truly in the maze of the burrows.
You can keep up or you can get lost.
As you weave through alleys and ramshackle housing. At one point, you're pretty sure you actually walk through someone's front door and out their back door, but you're through so quick that you don't even realize. And before long, Rosie is stopped in front of a door that looks like any other in this area of the city.
I turn around, hands up, and now these people exist outside of the law. They're not doing nothing to harm nobody at this exact moment in time. And so we're not going in there as watch members. We're going in as curious civilians that need some info. And
Very well. Thought for a moment you were trying to arrest us. Like, hands up.
I'm just
You
like,
are the traitors.
and like for this whole thing, I'm just pointing at like Klaus and Gabriel. I'm just like, just
Yeah.
be cool.
All right, hands up.
Rosie's
well.
getting
Yeah,
on the throne.
yeah, be cool, guys.
You take the lead, Rosie.
All right. I just sort of gently knock on the door, and I enter.
As you open the door, Badger looks like he was making his way to the door to answer it when it opens. He looks sort of surprised that someone just let themselves in.
Eh.
Rosie, what brings you here this morning? And then he notices the three standing behind you and stops in his tracks and sort of starts backpedaling. Rosie, what's going on here?
It's cool. It's cool. Look. Last night, we found Buzz.
Buzz. Dead Buzz.
Well, obviously not.
What do you mean?
Don't get me wrong.
How long's it been?
I don't even, 2 years, maybe?
What?
I
So-
barely...
What do you mean you found him?
Well, I say found. We were meeting up with the leader of the Gelth Darkhearth Church, and Buzz.
You were
was
doing
at-
what? Oh.
It's fine, okay? It's all under control. It's fine, okay?
Oh, fuck. Get in and close the door. He gestures all of you in. The three of you have to duck to make it under the doorway. But once inside, you can just stand, sort of grazing the tops of your heads on the ceiling. He seems, Badger, the man that Rosie's talking to, looks almost like the personification of the animal he's nicknamed after. And his beady eyes are very shifty back and forth across the lot of you. Like he very much doesn't trust you being here. And if it weren't for Rosie, either you or he would be long gone. Start from the start, Rosie. Are you sure it was Buzz?
I'd recognize the mechanical arm anywhere. Like, sure as I know the back of my hand, Badger, that was Buzz. 100%. Don't get me wrong, I saw him go into that river. I know, didn't climb out of it. Shut up, Gabriel.
Sorry, Rosie.
I saw him go into that river. I sure as shit know that he didn't make his way out of it, so I'm just as surprised as you are. So when I tell you we found Buzz last night, no, I'm not saying it without the confidence of somebody that didn't spend
Okay.
50 years robbing with that guy, alright?
I get it, but I mean, where is he then?
That's what I'm hoping you might be able to help with. I don't need to know, like, I'm not gonna ask if you know where he is now, because obviously you're just as surprised as I am. But, you know, we weren't together all of the time. Do you know of anywhere that Buzz used to hang out on his own?
Well, I mean, he was sort of seen all around the boroughs. He was a pretty active guy. I mean, the borough was his favourite pub, but I've been there pretty regularly and I've never seen him there. I mean, not since he didn't die. I mean, since he went missing.
Let's just go with died, alright?
I can ask around, ask if anyone's heard anything or seen anything, but I feel like I'd know by now if someone thought he was still alive.
Well, now you do, so there's that. I'll also, we'll stop by the borough as well, and we'll put feelers out there as well, but...
After your
It's
last
weird, man.
escapade there, try to keep things on the down low.
I didn't ask for people to attack us. And also, they weren't there for us. They were there for Timmy.
Yeah, well, that's not what the people inside saw. They saw a group of biggins rock up and then a fight happen right out back, so...
On that note, actually, now that you mentioned Timmy, what did you do with Timmy?
Badger looks to you, Rosie. Is that... I mean, I don't usually divulge that kind of information about my clients. Kind of
It's
the
fine,
point
Badger.
of
It's cool,
going into
Badger. We
hiding
don't-
is that people don't know where you are.
Don't worry
Are
about
we
it.
able to talk to him, maybe?
I can pass a message, but it won't get to him very quickly.
Yeah, okay.
Timmy
He's not
is
under the
very much...
floorboards, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, Timmy is very much
No.
gone, as in no longer in this country or city-state.
Are you sure? He could be under the floorboards.
It's exactly what
sit
someone would
up
say if they
the top
were
of
under
the
the
unibet.
floorboards.
Yeah. I have a very strong feeling he is under the floorboards. Starts pulling out the floorboards.
Whereas you said that you saw Buzz with some of these dark ass hammer nut jobs, right? Was he with them or was he just there?
He was with them. Unless he's getting paid a boatload of gold. I think he's with them.
Look, Buzz would do a lot for gold, but I don't know. I mean, even, you know, the average gnome on the street knows that those guys are nuts. I mean, I just don't see Buzz signing up for all the gold in the world. He must have come to some kind of decision or something if he's thrown his lot with them.
I don't know, man. I'm just as confused as you are. Up until, like, this time yesterday, I thought he was dead, so I'm thoroughly confused.
Alright. Look, like I said, I'll ask around. I'll try to keep it subtle. I know a few folks who have some, let's say, tangential dealings with these hammer lot, and maybe they've seen or heard something.
That's all I can ask, Badger. Greatly appreciated.
Alright, now get the hell out of my house.
Yeah, that's fair. Have a good day, Badger. And I just, like, gotta leave.
Mr. Badge? And I leave.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Uh,
Now we go.
ducking under the doorway, You leave Badger's house and back into the foul-smelling streets of the Burrows. And we're going to pause section number 1, part 1, half 1, because we've got 14 seconds before we owe chat some attention. So let's flick over to our Table Talk screen and say, hi, chat.
Hello.
How are
Hey,
you?
chat. I love that last comment from what is that? Sullivan Kate. He would do anything for gold, but he won't do that.
So
Great.
thank you, O'Sullivan Kate. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're enjoying so far. First time I think I have noticed your name in chat, so welcome. Thank you for joining us. More on with the 24 months subscription. Thank you so much. To our second anniversary. Isn't that sweet? Jess dropped in and said hi, but she's at work, so she then swiftly disappeared again.
Bye there, bye there.
Fair.
Hawkskull, how's it going? How's your evening? Hope you're all doing very well. For any of you guys who are new in chat and have just stumbled across this madness, welcome. We are Nerds of the West. We are a big old group of variety streamers from Perth, Western Australia. My name is Kye. I am your humble dungeon master for this evening. And to my left are my wonderful party and 4 of the other nerds within our ginormous group. We've got Beck, we've got Lachlan, we've got Reese, we've got Chris. Say hi to the people.
Hello, people.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone. How are we all going?
I got 6 on my initiative. Oh, damn it.
You say hi
guys.
last. Yeah, so if you're just finding us, we don't just do Dungeons & Dragons. We do all sorts of things. We do board games, we do video games, we do role-playing games, as well as whatever other fun things we stumble across and decide might be, good fun to do with you guys. So welcome. If you want to have a look at some of the stuff we've done in the past, you can check out our YouTube, which conveniently is down there in chat. And we have got many, many hours of content for you guys. We've got all that board game, video game, and tabletop game goodness. All the previous episodes of Rolands Landing Polis Defence, this campaign that we're playing right now, are on YouTube. All 11 previous episodes, because I caught up and we're no longer an episode behind on YouTube.
I noticed
Yay.
that. It's very, very
Yay.
good, Kai.
Thank you.
Bravo.
And so if you want to catch up, that's all there. Go nuts. Stream your hearts out. But thank you. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you're enjoying so far. I hope you guys also enjoyed that first half of the session, team.
It's very intrigue heavy.
I enjoyed
the pieces are coming together.
Gabriel's knowledge bomb, reading the note.
Oh, so good.
God.
And then our indecisiveness of what we were going to do. And it was like, we have too many options. We need to do something. What are we doing?
Yeah,
And
but
I'd
added
like
to
to
which
go-
learning that the coronation is tomorrow is like, okay, we have so many options, we could probably pick 1 or 2 of them. And that's it. So,
I feel like we've come to the best conclusion with what we have, and Kai's just
Oh.
sitting there in the background being like, they've missed
Kai's
so
breaking the
much
streams.
I'm just
information.
what I'm trying to do is get
Yeah.
your video to sync up with your audio again, Lachlan, because once again you are way behind. I don't know what's going on with your internet lately, but your audio and video is so out of whack.
Probably poos.
Maybe it's not his internet, maybe it's yours.
Yeah, Lachlan's fine on my end.
Well, it's only Lachlan that's dropping out. The rest of you are all fine.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
Yeah, and during the stream as well, like mine blurs because it hasn't rendered properly, and then it like.
so I don't know.
I mean,
It catches
I
up again.
I have a sneaking suspicion you're going to have a lot of issues with this episode, guy.
Look, the one thing, if you go back and do watch those previous episodes on YouTube, sometimes the audio drops out of sync, and I try really hard to sync it, but the audio and the video play this funny catch-up game because we're capturing their audio right now on Discord, and so it kind of corrects things on its own, but then the real audio doesn't match it. Look, it's a whole thing. Okay, so
bad time.
just don't look at people's mouths too closely is what I'm saying if you're watching this later on
Let me just fix that for
on
you. There you
YouTube
go.
or anything.
How's that?
Yeah, just hide your mouth and then it doesn't matter.
Now you can't see.
Just a
All right,
quick-
yeah.
Everyone just hide behind your microphones. Chris, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Oi, Lachlan, what's your favorite football team? Mine's the Atlanta Falcons.
On that note-
that's a Simpsons reference.
Oh, yes. The Atlanta Falcons.
I too like the Atlanta Falcons.
Sports team.
Yeah. I'm immediately sorry for you, Kai, because I can't tell if Tom's chat is coming through my microphone, because it's
Hey.
like I can see the waveforms, like the green bar
Yeah,
at the top
tiny
going,
bit.
even though it's not making waveforms, and I'm just
Like,
like,
hopefully when I like audio match all the levels, he's just low enough that it's not too bad.
Yeah, man.
And the music
Noise
drowns it out.
cancellation in post-production.
Look, it is
And
what
also
it is.
your noise cancellation, for example, like it doesn't come through for us on Discord. Like we can't hear Tom at all. But your
I can
Audacity.
hear him clearly.
Oh, you
yeah.
Yeah.
can. Oh, I cannot. Not
Oh.
at all.
Look, it is what it is.
Oh, well.
This is.
I hope you guys are enjoying listening to Tom talk
yeah,
about Arc
look.
Nova.
We don't have
That's gonna
individual
be me tomorrow.
audio booths
Oh,
to record in, unfortunately. So, you know, is what it is. Hawk's Girl lunchtime is going well in the middle of Big Tidy, so you're making the best background noise. Heck yeah, background noise.
Yeah.
I read that as big
kinda-
titty, and I was like,
Big deal.
In the middle
You've
of
been
a
on the
big
like, watch
internet
too many
too much,
memes.
Reese.
bro, my brain is fried today.
Oh,
So
dude,
that's why I have not much to offer to these conversations.
Look,
I'm just like,
That's all that's that's on your
Also-
mind, is it, Reese?
I want to hit
big-
things with a big stick.
Big
That's
tidy goth girls.
Yeah, man, I'm into big tiny goth girls. I'm all about them big tidies, right? That's
That's right.
there's nothing better than like having a big tidy. You know, always feel better after a big tidy.
you know,
Um,
just holding on to a big tidy. That's just
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Here we are.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Why do our chats always divulge into just?
we took a circuitous
That's 'cause we
route.
got
lowest
We are on
common
big
denominator
tidies
humour.
right now.
It's because we've got Reese in the chat. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, that's why. If it's not Smash or Pass D&D, it's goth girls.
it's big tiny goth girls.
Chris, I don't know what you're talking
Jesus
about. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
That-
Oh yeah.
That just doesn't
Yeah, it's
exist.
been-
All right.
It's been erased from history. Don't worry about
Purged.
it.
Right? Alrighty, guys. Well,
Terrible.
while we are having our little break here, we are going to have a little break and refill drinks. Go do some water bending. Go do some turlets before we jump back into the second session, so we can have
Turlets.
another uninterrupted chunk. So we'll be back very soon. While we do that, go get yourselves some water. Stay hydrated. It's important. That's a meme, right? Hydration.
Hydrate.
I'm not hydrating. I've been drinking some Watermelon Rockstar and it was pretty disappointing. Not gonna lie. I should have just gotten 2 of the purple ones. Instead, I got a purple and a watermelon. And
Oh
Rookie.
no.
Rookie.
I like the watermelon ones.
look, it was okay, but it wasn't as good as the guava one. I should have just got the guava one.
Yeah,
it's
see,
like,
the reason why I like the watermelon one is because I hate guava. It's a disgusting flavor.
Wrong.
Beck, it's okay to be wrong, but also the purple one tastes like D&D.
does.
That's it. I've said it. The association of purple Rockstar with D&D is forever embedded into my human.
I
Watermelon,
I
the
will
flavor
not
of
be
regret.
held accountable
Accurate.
to the flavor of your memories, alright? Like, guava's a bad flavor.
You must have the same nostalgia as me.
Wait, you don't like the guava and apple juice that they used to
No.
do?
No.
That shit was amazing.
That was pretty good actually.
I don't know what you're talking
Sorry,
about.
I am unfortunately someone who does not like the flavor guava.
Yeah. Look, that's fine. It's just sad for you.
Yeah, it is very sad for me.
More guava
Mildura
for the
was
rest
the
of
brand.
More guava
I
for
am
us.
less enriched by not having guava flavored things.
You know what? It's kind of like I wish I liked mushrooms. I can't stand mushrooms, but I wish I liked them. They seem to be such a versatile food. But I just
You're
Nope.
not missing out on much.
Yeah, they are quite versatile. Especially in nature. You don't want to eat the wrong ones. They're very versatile food.
yeah.
Maybe that's what it
Then
is.
coming
you'll
up on the
become
next
very
segment.
versatile.
My lizard brain is still stuck in evolutionary times where a rogue mushroom could just be the end of your entire
Yeah, your
line.
whole choice, genetic line.
So my lizard brain is telling me to stay away from the mushrooms. That's probably what it is. I'm just stuck
Mine's
in
telling me
pig
to
brain.
stay away from mushrooms too, so you're good on that
Yeah.
one.
Okay, we've all got
And
the same
tomatoes.
lizard brain.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I promised
What
these
bending?
guys a wee, and now they're all sitting there busting. So we're going to take a very quick break. Go do your own ablutions, and we will be back very, very soon.
You
We're
have to
back.
be different.
Has everyone
Hello.
gotten some beverages?
We have
I
I
have
have
half
my-
a bottle of water.
I have my
I got
beverage
me-
from before. and a very pink nose because of it, and I'm deeply upset by this.
Though I
Some
did
water.
eat 2 sausages.
2 bunny
But then
snags
I
for Reese. I got some water,
I
but
have-
I also got a beer.
Oh, a beer.
Go on then.
Core.
Oh, I still have your glass, mate.
Oh yeah, I've got my glass, and Jess's glass, and Reese's glass.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you do too.
You gave me your glass on the train, and then I took it to Lachlan's house and left my glass and your glass at Lachlan's house. No, I've got.
I
Brooke
mean, I
Shackles,
still
which is
have
my
your
favourite
book,
lager at the moment.
so
I'm very keen to drink some beer out of that glass, though.
Yeah, it's an IPA glass though, and you don't like IPAs, so you know.
I do not.
a
Welcome, Authority. Welcome on into chat.
Hey.
How are you?
hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Sorry, it seemed like you jumped in while we were having our little midstream break, but that's okay. It means that we're back and ready to jump into part 2 very shortly, while we get all the side talk out of our systems. So thank you for coming in. How are you? Are you having a good morning, a good night? Whereabouts are you? What are we talking here? Hope you're enjoying
I
your
was,
evening or morning.
I
I'm
was
gonna keep
thinking
saying
of
evening 'cause
grabbing-
that's what this means.
I was thinking of grabbing a drink from my fridge, and I keep coming. This is gonna break his heart if he's still in chat, but I still have 2 bottles of soju that Curve got me for my birthday, and they are untouched because I'm like, if I open the bottle, I have to drink the whole bottle, and I haven't had time to be like,
Can't commit
yeah,
to
I can drink a whole bottle of soju.
Dude, your birthday
I've
was
had-
months ago.
I have had 4 bottles of soju sitting in my fridge since, for the sake of story, let's say Monday.
Mm.
But it's like, it's a thing. Like, you need to plan when you're going to drink it. You can't just
Yeah.
crack it open one night and be like, yeah, let's have a quick bevy. Because
'Cause-
when you drink a soju a night, that's when people start getting concerned.
I went to go grab it and be like, oh yeah, I'll have soju, and then I'm like, it's Wednesday. I have work tomorrow. I can't. This
Yeah.
is a lot to have before I go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not like a casual single beer or whatever, right?
No.
Like,
Really?
if I have a drink during the week, it'd be like 1 beer or maybe 2, and that would be it while I'm playing video games with friends. But man, some of the guys I work with just go home and have a full 6-pack or a carton. I'm like, what in the actual hell?
That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
Australian
yeah.
Have you heard of
dream.
this thing called water?
See, I work retail, so
Yeah, it's in beer.
It's one of the ingredients.
I guess right, to some degree, yeah.
Don't worry, I've worked with someone who is like, I don't drink water. I get all my water from my Coke and my coffee. And I'm like, oh my god. And also they smoked a packet a day. But the closest thing to water that they would drink would be Gatorade. But I legitimately tell you, they refuse. He refused to drink water by itself.
Fish shit in
The
it.
man, the
Jesus
myth, the
Christ.
legend.
But you know what? Not
What
only
are
that,
teeth?
she was like as thin as a twig. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's because she smoked a pack a day and she
Exactly.
probably only drank coffee and
and that's all they had for the day. Yeah.
yeah.
That's nuts.
It's called balance, Lachlan. You probably not heard of it.
I just
Hydrate
go on
or
the pack a day
dihydrate.
diet. I'll go
Lachlan, my
pack
body,
a day
my
diet and
rules.
lose
Alright,
lose this immediately.
Yeah, that's it. My body is my temple.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
What you got?
Indiscriminate
No,
temple.
that's,
Man.
I
No,
like how Cowboy Bot immediately told us to use hydrate as well.
yeah.
Cowboy Bot has become sentient. We need to kill it. Kill the bot.
No.
Please, Father, no.
What is my purpose?
You spam chat. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Chris, that was a Rick and Morty reference.
Yeah, I gathered it was something that you guys would find funny. So.
Wow. Shots fired. Speaking of sentient,
Wow.
robots, I watched Terminator the other night because it was Judgment Day, September 29th. And
you want to try that again?
August 29th?
August 29th. Sorry. I've had half a beer, all right? Whoa.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned
Slow down,
earlier, I was
Dad.
very tired. I sat down and was setting up the stream, and I was like, oh, good grief, I am tired. But it's okay.
Oh golly!
The rock. Oh my! Good heavens!
Oh, good heavens!
So we were watching that, and then we realized that Judgment Day is also the day that the Artemis 1 was supposed to launch, the first of the new moon missions, and it got scrubbed because of an issue with the rocket. And I'm just thinking, man, is that the machines? Is that Skynet?
Oh, they don't want us to be there.
You know, they're breaking things, stepping in. Or did it save us from Skynet, right? Like less satellites. Very suspicious.
It's interesting coincidence, huh?
What's really unfortunate is that the second attempt at the launch is going to be 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Sunday morning for us. And I'm like, do I stay awake until 2 a.m. or wake up at 2 a.m. to watch the launch? But then what if it gets scrubbed again?
Do you work Sundays?
I don't.
Then I don't really see a problem.
I'm old and it will take me 2 days to recover from an all-nighter.
Well, I'm not.
Is the
well,
problem.
I would probably wake up for 2 a.m.
I suppose.
Yeah,
I just
have a couple of
if it's
baby-
gonna take you several moon rotations to recover from an all-nighter.
That's it. I have to wait for the phase of the moon to be right for me to get back
Yeah, he
into
won't-
my...
Kai won't be good until it's like reached the moon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. That is its purpose, so that does make sense.
Yeah. I mean, I was very excited, and then when it got cancelled, I was very disappointed.
I know. We all watched the planned launch. We all watched the planned launch through you vicariously.
I was just snapping like, countdown, 40 minutes, and then I paused it at 40 minutes,
Yeah.
and then it stayed paused because I couldn't get a frickin' valve working. One valve. Scrub the whole launch.
Well, it's better than launching it off and having that valve fail and the whole thing explodes.
Oh yeah, definitely. But, very.
No. Kai was disappointed, and I demand satisfaction.
Launch the damned rocket,
yeah.
Houston.
You made my little boy cry. Get that rocket in the air.
Do you know who I am? I'm the customer, and I'm always right. Get that rocket in the air.
Yeah. Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
I mean, sure, the explosion would be bad, but it would be cool. It'd be a hell of an explosion.
It would do.
Largest rocket booster ever manufactured. It would be a hell of an explosion.
No people were on that? Sick.
Yeah, this one's unmanned. It can be a very expensive firework. It's just that it would set the next actual moon landing back another year, which would be less cool. I mean,
Yeah, and it would kill an innocent sentient AI as well.
it's true. We should
Stop
definitely
the
not.
singularity.
Like, the world is too delicate for an AI to be like, I know how to make this better. Because the second that happens, humanity's over. Like, it's AI, our AI overlords. Like, there's just no coming back from it.
Oh yeah, the biggest threat to humans are themselves. I mean, that's what Skynet did, right? They were like, oh yes, humans are bad. Let's fix this.
How do we make humans not bad? By eradicating them from the face of the earth.
The only good human's a dead human. Alrighty, guys. Shall we scoot back over to our table? Boop. Here we are. To get started on part 2 of the evening's festivities.
Woo!
I like to imagine that this is like a party, so.
Yeah,
What?
just a very assassinate-y kind of party.
Assassino!
Assassino.
Assin.
So, just a reminder to everybody in chat, we're about to kickstart a little timer down here above chat. That timer is just going to be some time that we are not going to be responding to you guys verbally in chat, so don't feel bad if we don't answer you straight away. But keep an eye out because we'll all be typing away in chat when we get a chance to keep up with what you guys are doing. But please feel free to throw your observations and one-liners in chat because we are reading them and they are funny, except for Reese's. That's not funny. It's crude and horrible.
Sad.
What a sad
That's
movie.
crude and horrible.
What a sad movie.
Sad movie. Great movie.
Great movie.
Sad.
Ass to ass.
Reese had a
God damn it,
cameo in
Reese.
Requiem for a Dream.
Tom never let me watch it by myself, so I've yet to actually see it.
Yeah, don't watch it by yourself.
Bit funnier.
I turned myself into a pickle ass, Morty. Morty, I'm a huge tiny goth girl.
Alright, I'm going to start the timer because it'll force these guys to get back on track. As the four of you leave Badgers and out onto the filthy streets of Rolands Landing, the door shuts behind you and you are left, I'd say alone, but there are definitely people scurrying to and fro. Most of them gnomes and most of them giving you dirty looks or interested looks at least. As you are significantly taller than most people around here.
Even Klaus.
I just start. We came to the conclusion we're going to the university, right? Like that is confirmed.
Well, we're going to go to King's Way and have a look because,
Mm.
like Captain Noble said and pointed out, which is an excellent point, like, think of the university and also the church. Those are the two highest buildings in the area. But they're also very busy locations that'd be hard for someone to set up as a lookout.
I would
Or
really
another one.
like to check out the church because I think that's going to be much more of a. That is like we 100% know. That is a spot on the list of where they're visiting, right? That is.
Yeah.
Right.
To the
They could-
church.
Yeah, they could
Yeah, but
go nowhere near the university, right?
yeah, I feel like the church is also like going to be heavily guarded with a lot of people around. Like, you'd have to get in ahead of time.
It just takes
You'd have
one
to sneak
person,
in.
man. It takes one person,
Alright.
one gnome that Rosie actually knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Oh
good.
yeah,
Rose's
you
gonna
guys
take in, like, a briefcase and
were
then,
not
like,
aware that
drop
Rosie
the
knew
flowers.
the name,
Yeah,
first of all,
gonna
of
say.
the man you saw with the weapon.
The first
But
thing
also
we should say
apparently,
is we.
knows
is-
something about him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Rosie, care to tell who this Buzz is?
I mean, didn't you hear a conversation? Buzz was with the Dark Elf people.
Right, but Rosie, you failed to mention that you knew someone on the inside of the Gelf Darkhearth.
Well, I didn't know that I knew someone on the inside. That one was a shock to me, as much as this has been a shock to you.
Well, it has been like a solid 18 hours since our encounter beneath the city, and you didn't feel the need to mention that perhaps you know something?
Never came up. It never came up. It was never a case of Rosie.
I don't suppose you know who that guy that ran out of the room was.
No,
Well,
it
we had no
was,
reason to
what does
ask
the
you.
note say? Oh, we nearly died. Oh, Father Bruno did a heckin' bonk. I'm not one to interrupt.
Was that your
And
Gabriel
I-
impression a
What is
minute ago?
Something's not adding up here.
Rosie,
Or-
who was he?
Come on, we're supposed to be able to trust each other. Tomorrow there's a possible assassination.
He was my partner, and up until 12 hours ago, by me, he was presumed dead. The last
Partner,
major
partner?
job I did, he tumbled into the Illabah River, and I never saw him again. So, yeah. And I didn't realize
okay.
he'd made much of a name for himself in terms of marksmaning. But considering that he's the one that left with the weapon last night, I find it very hard to believe that he's not deeply involved.
So, if I may turn the lens of shrewdness upon you for just a moment, don't worry, it shall return to me, I'm sure, afterwards.
You know
may
what, Gabriel?
not.
Gabriel,
You have
I'm
known-
gonna let you have the high horse. Continue.
Yeah, thank you.
I would
Hedwig.
also like to point
Thank
out that I
you.
at
No,
point, I
you
at
listen.
no
you listen
point
to
put
me,
you on
Rosie.
trial at 0 point, but you go on. All right,
For-
go off,
I
sis.
mean, for the last
If anything, I
12
I don't
hours.
think Rosie's in the wrong, but I also feel like this is valid information that she should have let.
I
the
just
You
party
don't.
know.
Yes, Klaus. Exactly. You don't think this was necessary to mention to us? We have literally just deciphered a Fusilan message detailing a marksman and a possible plot to assassinate the princess, and you know, by complete association, by a friendship, the marksman, and possible also Darkhearthian Fusilan
Yeah,
loyalist. And
I
you
would
failed
like to
mention
second.
that to us.
I would like to second that motion of the marksman.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, absolutely for sure. You heard what Father Bruno said. He said, leave now, it's more important that you get out of here with the weapon than to stay, and he subsequently died for it.
No, we non-lethal him.
Yeah, we non-lethal him beyond the grave.
We have established that you need to make that non-lethal call.
We unalived him.
We've established.
I'm fairly sure I specified lethal damage.
We have specified that you need to make the non-lethal claim before you swing, not literally the next day.
That's incredible.
Yes, but I have darkism, so.
I put a halberd through his chest. He ain't waking up.
Anyway, the point is, I think that this probably is some valid information. That is, it's a lead. It's 100% our lead. Like, we're looking for towers of where this guy could set up. Maybe Rosie, maybe you know somewhere he would normally be hanging out right now.
Yeah. And I took you guys there instead of dipping out in the middle of your long, drawn-out conversation with Captain. So, I feel like,
So we need to go back and arrest Badger, is what you're saying.
no, because he's
I mean, I got my
dead.
manacles right here. We can.
I would say that, yeah, like, Badger's obviously guilty by association too. Maybe if he doesn't
Well,
particularly have a hand.
I'm
If
always
this
looking
is-
for another reason to use my portal ramp. Just saying. Just saying.
Police, open up! It's already open. Oh.
And he was particular about his floorboards.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did inquisit.
Anyway, let's
If you
mosey on up to
guys-
Kingsway. We can talk about it on the way, and we can belittle or berate Rosie as much as we want. But at the end of the day, we still need to find a tower of where Buzz, if that is his name, is possibly going to be hiding.
Very well. But I'm not forgetting this transgression, Rosie. That's kind of deplorable, considering the ire you've shown to me so far.
I have shown you no ire. It's all the fucking dwarf. I have done nothing. I have shown you nothing. It's
What
only
just happened?
Lachlan giving
What
you
just happened?
the 15th degree of you being a Fusilan. He's a damn dirty gun. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting in the background, just twiddling my thumbs, being like, yeah, he's probably cool. I mean, whatever. But no, the second I know a gnome in the city where I grew up, oh no, I'm the bad guy. How dare I not share vital information? How dare I not have dealt with the grieving process, and that has been turned completely on its head.
Listen,
Fuck!
Rosie.
Hold on. I just wanna. Can you say that closer into the mic? How dare I not share vital information?
Vital information.
Just say that line again, and then we
Yeah.
can move on.
I think, yeah. What's
Could I
happening
get that
here,
in
Rosie,
writing? Can you send
is-
that in an email? Is that?
Is
We're
this-
asking you to reconcile how you know something that pretty much puts
All right,
some
Gabriel.
question mark
Kai,
in your head.
Hold up
Kai,
a second, all right? Because
Kai, hang on. What time is it in the morning?
I mean, it's still, I guess it's mid-morning now. You're probably looking like 10 a.m.
It's been 10 hours! I'm sorry that I did not go, hey, that's a guy I thought was dead for, a year.
Let me
I
put
am
this in perspective for you, Rosie. That would be like me taking the note to the Fusilan captives in the tower, then waiting 10 hours, and then finally revealing what I had learned.
Fine. You know what? I'm the bad guy. Cool. Let's keep going.
Oh, feel the pain.
I mean, to play devil's advocate
Like
here,
a
Gabriel, would
rolling
also be like
stone.
being on the beat with these guys and finding a facilin plot and then not telling them that you're facilin for a few days. But, I mean, look,
Yes.
True.
splitting hairs.
I was hoping you wouldn't bring that up, Mr. DM, but thank you.
Why is the DM getting involved in our
Yeah,
fights?
stop metagaming.
Just playing
Look,
devil's
did you guys
advocate.
hear that? God came down and he spoke to me, Hadrian, and he told me that Gabriel is Dirty Gun.
You guys are
We're
having
gonna go back down
this,
there.
this conversation
Yeah.
in sort of hushed tones as you guys are making your way up into the north of the city, crossing the river as you do so.
Yeah.
Before long, you find the sort of low-income, very poor slum housing fading away as you cross the river and start moving into much more sort of middle class, working class homes. And then across the street, you can start to see these larger, more extravagant manors and single homes that people can afford, or the richer folk can afford. And before long, you find yourself standing in front of the Church of Lathander. Short of the palace and the university, it's the most extravagant building in the city. Huge chapel, 4 large towers, one on each corner, and a massive central bell tower. Polished white stone on all faces, and lush gardens surrounding it on all sides. Several trees, which are something of a rarity in the city, especially south of the river, scatter along the grounds of the church. It seems to be pretty busy. There's a lot of acolytes in white robes trimmed with gold, scurrying to and fro. Things look a bit chaotic.
Well, if
Oh,
you're
that's quite
thinking
nice for it to
what
be
I'm
located
thinking,
next to the burrows.
B1.
You do note that there are walls on all sides of the church, save the front. It kind of feels like it's in its own little world. On the inside, it's very much secluded from the poorer housing, I suppose, around it. It's not deep in the slums of the boroughs, but it is certainly separating itself from the other buildings around.
I walk up to the gates of the church, because I'm assuming they're closed now, since it is not a Sunday.
There's no gates as such. The wall ends where it meets the road at the front, just about. And the grounds and the building itself are free to access. There's no gate stopping you.
I walk to whatever could appear to be like the door leading into the church.
Yep.
And I turn 180 degrees, so my back's to the door, and I look out across the city skyline.
Sure. Give it a perception check, Rosen.
Everyone close your eyes. I don't want you to know what I roll.
Sus. You can do a DM roll.
I mean, maybe we should have closed our eyes.
Sorry, my eyes are closed. I didn't see Beck roll a 3.
Hang on.
Looking around,
Perception. Hang on. It's a 7.
looking directly opposite
I have to close my ears as well.
the large double doors that are thrown wide open behind you, Rosie. Directly across the road, you've got a few large business buildings, one of which seems to be a large tavern, and several other guild houses and things of that nature, sort of higher end businesses or meeting place kind of structures, not like shops, if you know what I mean. However, further beyond that, as the hill continues to rise, you can see the palace in the distance, rising up above its walls, and so just sort of the staggered rooftops as they rise up the hill of the much more flash, high-end homes of the rich and powerful.
Anyone else want to have a look? Gabriel, you're the archer of the group. Anywhere that you would attempt a long-range assassination for?
Well, typically as an archer you want to find the highest ground, and I'm looking up at the bell tower here. Do you think maybe that might be a point of interest?
As in, like, the bell tower in the church?
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense.
Seems
we
to be
go
a
up
high
and
vantage, and if it's anywhere
have a
that
look?
you would want to be positioned as a sniper, that's probably where it would be.
As you are standing, having this conversation, several acolytes are sort of sidestepping to get around you, walking around on various tasks. And after a few moments, a sort of late middle-aged man with a graying beard walks up to you. Can I help you folks? As you can see, we're quite busy, and unfortunately we don't have any services today.
Oh, good morning, brother. My friends and I caught word of the teachings of Lathander, and we thought we'd come to visit the church on our own accord. No reason for a communion or anything. We just sort of visiting.
Of course, he looks across the four of you. Hadric, Klaus, do you wear your Ilmater symbols externally, proudly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Infidel.
looking at Klaus and Hadric, of course, we always welcome those of our brother church, Ilmater. But I'm afraid, sir, as he looks back to you, we are in quite a state of pandemonium today. There is a smaller temple up on Radiant Road if you would wish to speak to someone about the teachings today. Else, I recommend you come back in a few days' time when we have the time to spend with you discussing the teachings of our Lord.
What's happening around here, Father, Priest, Padre, Sir?
Father will do,
Father?
my good man. Well, if you haven't heard, you must have slept in, my friends, because the coronation has been moved forward. We're not expecting such a thing, and we are now frantically trying to get the church ready for this huge and glorious event.
Understandable. You wouldn't happen to know by chance the route that the Princess Charlotte will be taking in her procession?
I'm afraid not. That kind of information is held very close to the chest. We ourselves won't know until the glorious princess herself is marched through these very doors.
Forgive me.
Are the people not being informed that she'll be going through the streets? Where would we stand if we wanted to cheer and support our princess?
Well, wherever the royal guards will allow you to stand, I suppose.
These questions
Generally,
are so
they-
suspicious, man.
Yeah.
They will clear the roads
yeah,
ahead
I-
of them as they proceed, making sure that no one gets in the way.
I definitely think we sound like we're attempting to murder the princess. Like, that's exactly what we sound like.
And where would someone stand if they wanted to get the highest view of the princess?
Best possible unobstructed view to the princess. Will she be riding outside of a carriage? Will she be wearing a helmet or any armor?
Father, hypothetical, if you were planning on assassinating the princess, where would you do it?
He gets all sweaty. He's like,
Just a
God.
quick question, Father, if I may.
Someone comes over and asks him a question. He answers and then quickly turns back to you. Yes, but please make it quick. I'm extremely busy.
Have you seen anyone not from this part of town or from the church visiting your church recently? Or is it just us?
Oh, well, we are a very popular destination in the town. Even those who have not yet seen Lathander's light will visit just to marvel upon the glory of our church's construction. It's something of a tourist attraction, you might say.
What's so unique about it?
Well, you only have to look at the glorious architecture and the holy light streaming through our famous stained glass windows to be awed by Lathander's magnificence.
Oh, well then we should go inside and have a look.
I would like nothing more than to show you the glory of our temple. Unfortunately, it will have to wait. Right now, the interior is being rearranged to accommodate the coronation, and I'm afraid we can't have any bodies in the way. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, Father. Thank you for your time, and we'll just stand here and gaze upon the beauty of this temple.
Certainly, but if you would, please do it over there. And he gestures towards sort of the border of where the church grounds meet the road.
Could you do that off the premises, please?
That's classic. Thank you for your time, Father.
Well, that was eventful. Is there a higher population, or are there an uncommon amount of gnomes in the area at the moment?
There's far fewer than you are used to seeing in Illabar and the Burrows, the areas that you frequent. There are still gnomish people around. You catch sight of one or two actually in the robes of Lathander, but far, far lower population than you've seen south of the river. Those that you do see on the streets tend to be dressed in finery and much higher end clothing, some on carts, and appear to be wealthy merchants or people of standing.
I think you mean sellouts.
Father did mention a temple a little further up on the hill.
Yeah, so he mentioned there is another church on Radiant Road, which is up in the northeast of the city. It's where most of the churches and temples are located within the city. This main church of Lathander is something of an exception because it's the church of the crown and the official sort of religion of the city. So it's got this larger display, you might say.
I think he might have just been trying to get rid of Miss Gabriel, to be perfectly honest.
Perhaps so, but I'm thinking hill, another vantage point in the form of a bell tower or some sort of crow's nest.
For scale,
experience.
Radiant Road is several miles away from this main church, just so that you're aware of distance, that's all.
Well,
I honestly think it's going to be very difficult to figure out where until we know where they're going. Because at the moment we might as well just be like looking at random buildings. Like we don't really have anything to go on other than this church.
Everyone give us a perception check while you're standing out the front.
Yeah. I was going to say, is there any other noticeable,
15.
Tall buildings?
16 for Gabrielle.
What do we get? 8 for Klaus.
Klaus, you're kind of blinded by the magnificence of this church, and you're like, dang, Ilmater's church isn't this fancy. Hadrig and Gabriel, as you're standing now on the street looking back at the church, you're kind of just idly looking around, and both of you notice that from where you're standing, the right of the church, there is among the 2 and 3 story rooftops a tower that pokes slightly higher than the surrounding buildings. It's a little hard to make out details from this distance, but there is a slightly taller tower off to the right of the church. Rosie, with your excellent eyes, you spot both this tower and another a little further back and to the left-hand side of the church. That again seems to be several stories higher than the surrounding buildings. A little hard to, again, make out too much in the way of details, but from where you're standing, these two kind of just jut out that little bit more from the skyline.
The one that... Sorry, just the one that I can see, where is it exactly?
So if you're looking at the church, it's off to the left in this block of buildings.
Which is to the right of the church?
Well, yeah, but if you guys are looking at the church...
East.
Yeah.
It's to your left.
Yeah.
as you're looking at the church. On the map, it's to the right of the church.
Yeah.
East.
That's
yes.
where my brain's getting back to front.
Stage left.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, we'll call the one that you were just pinging Tower 1, and me and Chris were looking at Tower 2.
Yes.
Right.
Sounds good.
All right.
So the advantage of Tower 1
Should we
is that
just go check out Tower 1?
Yeah. I would just like to explain it
Yeah.
while we're doing that. The advantage to Tower 1 is that if it is like, I would like to go up there and see exactly how far it can see, but if they do take a longer route from the castle to the church, it's entirely possible that this would be able to see all the way around. Because
If they end up going through High Jarrah, right? Otherwise, they're just going straight
Right.
down King's Way.
Yeah, but, you know, they could be adjusting the route to try and hit as much of the population as possible. Not that Princess Charlotte probably cares, but, like, it's entirely possible if they do, they would go from the castle along Radiant Road up top here and through High Jarrah, and then this spot here would still be able to see a lot of that if it's high enough.
Random question, Kai. Do we know much about Princess Charlotte? Like, is she a figure, like a well talked about figure in the city? Was she different to the king? Is she trying to repair?
Looking at my sheet there, guy.
Make
Is
us
she goth? Does she have tidies?
make us a history check.
Does she know someone's trying to kill her?
17.
17, good roll. The princess hasn't been in a position of power as yet because her father's only recently died. But the general vibe amongst the populace is relatively positive. They see her as, since the marriage between her and the son of Facila's patrician was turned down, they kind of see her as a champion for Rolands Landing, right? Because she didn't submit to Facila in that sense. She hasn't really made any public stance on her position politically, I suppose. She's not really been a public figure up till now, besides being seen standing at her father's side at royal events. But amongst the wider population, obviously there are people who object to her being on the throne for their own reasons. But the general vibe is that people are positive about her.
Okay.
How old is she?
She is 17.
Okay.
Well, shall we check out Tower number 1?
Yes.
Let's see, Tower number 1.
Come on, Klaus. Stop dilly-dallying. We're heading off.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The church isn't that resplendent.
Klaus manages to tear his eyes away from the church and begin following you guys towards Tower number 1, which he hasn't noticed until you are now heading towards it. Weaving your way through the much wider than you're used to streets, you find yourselves at the foot of Tower 1. As you get closer, you can see that it looks like it's in reasonable shape, but clearly hasn't been in a huge amount of use lately. The windows are all closed. There doesn't appear to be any signs or markings as to what the building is. And you can see quite a few of the stones on the outside are, chipped and, just not in the best repair.
Is there a door to the tower available to us?
There is, yes. There is a door leading onto the street.
Alrighty.
As you see the door, you actually see in the alcove where the door is, there's a man sitting slumped up against the door, kind of curled up. And at first you think he's sleeping, but as you get closer you can hear him sort of softly mumbling to himself.
Hello, sir.
He lolls his head over and looks at you, his eyes clearly unfocused, and this sort of vacant smile on his face. Hey,
Hey man.
How are
Yeah, no, doing pretty well. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
It's
It's a nice day.
Yeah, can we get to the tower perchance?
This tower, and he points.
Yeah.
Kind of. He doesn't actually really point at. It's more like to the side somewhere.
Yeah.
Why you want to go in this tower?
Check out the sights.
Okay. And he
Alright, cheers.
Nice
man.
one, Hadrig.
he sort of stumbles to his feet, and as he does, you can see a couple of small empty green glass bottles on the floor. One rolls off his lap and smashes as he stands up. He just sort of looks down and smiles.
I just quickly pat Gabriel on the arm. I'm like, quick, arrest him.
It's
Arrested for what? Being a drunkard?
Just be.
He's not drunk.
He's taking drugs, man.
Just be careful. It's where the chairs meet. And he starts stumbling off down an alley.
I'm sorry, the chairs?
It's where the chairs
Where the
meet.
chairs meet.
And he sort of keeps stumbling, wandering off down the alley.
I'm writing that down.
Where the chairs meet.
Are there any visible markings on the alcove to the tower?
Give me a perception check.
Right. 11.
Looking at the door itself, it looks like it, by and large, hasn't been used very much. The hinges look kind of rusty and ill-maintained. The door handle is a little better. It looks like it's been worn smooth with handholds over the years. But there's no visible external markings as such.
Is there any manhole covers nearby?
Into the street, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Looking around, you don't spot one immediately next to the tower, but at a crossroads a few meters further on, there is a manhole cover leading into the street.
I open the door.
Sure. You reach out, turn the handle, and surprisingly, without resistance,
Nice.
turns
Damn
in
it.
your hand, and pulling the door
Doorways.
outwards. You're expecting this, heavy, screechy door, but actually find as you open it, it opens silently on its hinges, very easily. It actually surprises you.
Well, no
Well,
time like the
in
present.
In you go, Hadrig.
There's a map!
Oh, we know we're on the right path.
Kai's like, I'm glad they went to tower number 1.
Actually, I think Kai's really glad that I rolled so high in perception.
Probably.
The trick is that
Nah,
both
it's because we went to
towers.
tower one.
The trick is that either tower was tower number one. It didn't matter.
Oh.
Or
The old,
did it?
False dichotomy.
That's it. Wait, D&D's
Alright.
not real? That's it. I'm out of here.
You
So-
find yourselves in the ground floor of the tower. The floor itself is stone, and directly to your right as you enter is a wooden staircase following the curve of the outdoor wall heading up, and two doors directly in front of you.
Is it well lit in the tower? Just out of curiosity.
No, some light leaks in around the door, and around a few small windows, almost like arrow slit, like murder hole kind of windows. So it's dim, but there is light.
The illusion of choice.
Well, since we're here on the bottom floor, we ought to make our way to the top, I say, just to see what the vantage is like.
Yeah.
I sort of want to check out these rooms. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
There could be something in here. I think we should clear this place.
What exactly are you hoping to find, Hadrig?
Evidence that this is a base for an assassination plot?
The gun, maybe? That might be a good start.
Yeah,
I guess you
hey,
make a
who
good
knows?
point, but... Alright, okay.
Gabriel, it is in our best interest as guards of the city that we should investigate all leads. And we are going to have a look at these doors.
Kai, I
Get
would
the
like
battering
to-
ram out.
I would like to see what's behind door number 1. With my
It's a new
hands.
car.
A Toyota Corolla.
Sure. Opening the northern door,
Yep.
you find it leads into a small alcove of the same stone floor with another door directly ahead of you.
Sick.
That's the mud room.
Yeah.
Small alcove. Is that what
Open,
you call these?
open the door to my right.
Fannies?
What's he going on at you about the fucking alcoves?
What a great movie. The door to your right leads into a larger room. This room appears to be a storeroom of some description. There's crates, boxes, and storage containers of all sorts piled up against one wall. You can see several crates with their lids slightly ajar, several bags, pouches. It looks like some stuff has just been dumped here and more or less forgotten about.
Any scientifically engineered weapons hiding among those wares?
Would you like to have a rummage?
Yes, I'd like to.
Sure.
I could do a heckin' rummage.
Give us
And-
perception
while
or an investigation
Gabriel's-
while you rummage.
While Gabriel's being snarky, I'll be like, You're off the high horse now. You were on the high horse. You are now off the high horse.
Yeah, it was
You and
fun while
Rosie
it
are
lasted.
equal now, all right,
Yeah, yeah.
Gabriel?
Yeah, well, no wonder you guys do it so often. It feels good.
16 from Hadrian.
16 from Hadrian.
Looking at... So,
Just quickly, did you tell him to roll perception or investigation?
either.
Okay. Just if
Uh,
that makes it easier for you.
As you head over to the pile
Perception's better.
and start sort of poking around, you notice that there's a relatively thick layer of dust on everything here. A couple of the crates that are half open, you finish opening. And amongst the things that are easily accessible, you find 2 vials of alchemist's fire.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Now be careful with that shit. We don't want to fucking burn to death.
Well, Gabriel, how's your throwing arm?
Well, I'd like to say it's pretty good.
Do you want to hold on to these then?
Jesus, Cadric, are you sure we should be procuring these very dangerous and volatile?
Look.
Fire blast?
We can. Someone's got to take him back to, like, the watch house, right? Just think they might be safer in your hands than mine.
Oh well, since you recognise the authority, of course, hand them over.
See, the trick is to play to his ego, and he does what he wanted to do.
Gotta make him...
So I give Gabriel the 2 vials of alchemist fire.
Sweet, thank you.
Cool.
I investigate this door to my north.
Yep. So heading through the alcove that Hadric revealed earlier, you open up another room. Again, looks like a storeroom. Various bits and pieces scattered around, including a pile of barrels stacked up in one corner. There's also a door to your right as you enter, which you assume leads into the same room that Hadric is currently investigating.
I just quickly knock on the door.
Hadric, there's a knock to the door. Knocking the door to your left.
Hello. I answer the door. Oh, Rosie, how'd you get there?
Hello
God damn
there.
it.
Well, hello there.
Hello there.
I investigate the barrels. Let's
Sure.
see if there's wine or crossbows in them. Let's figure this.
Give us an investigation check.
Let's do a
An
little.
investigation check.
Rosie specifically, since she's investigating.
Okay, well, don't worry about my investigation.
Can I do what Hadric did and do it for perception?
No.
No, it's fine.
So he was
Well-
looking. He was looking for stuff, and you're looking at stuff. I think
Alright.
is the distinction I'm going to draw. Looking at the barrels, they look like they have been here for a little while, though not as long as the pile of junk in the other room. There's not as much dust on these. And as you poke around a bit more, you sort of knock on the side of the barrel and it sounds empty.
What do you think, Hadrick? And I just kind of like, empty?
It sounds empty. Can we crack it open? Can we?
Sure, if you want to crack it open, you can crack it open.
Yeah,
Let's
crack it open.
Are you going to try and like open the whole thing or just take out the plug?
I try and take like the top off.
Okay, sure. You wedge probably a blade of some description, a dagger or something in there, and pry the lid of the barrel out. There's a sort of pop as it releases.
Yeah.
It falls to the ground, and with it comes sort of a woody aroma, you know? Oak, maybe.
It's a nice barrel.
I'll let you use your investigation check from earlier since you already rolled it. One thing that seems somewhat odd, I suppose, is that there's no smell of wine coming from the barrel, just this woody, oaky smell. Maybe they're new barrels that haven't been used yet.
The barrels look similar to the ones that we confiscated.
Not identical. They're not as big as the ones that you found a few days ago, filled with crossbows. But the construction and the materials do look somewhat similar.
You would think if they were used to store wine with the cork, it's a fair assumption, they would smell like wine.
I'm not liking this, Rosie.
Alright, let's go back to the others.
Yeah.
Are you two finished faffing around yet?
We're just plotting how to murder you, Gabriel. Don't worry about it.
Oh, don't worry, I'm used to it by now. Come on, let's go upstairs.
We found some empty barrels. Like,
Oh, what
Everyone,
did you do?
contain your excitement.
Congratulations. I know.
Oh my
I'm
lord.
jumping for
alright,
joy.
alright.
Let's get up the stairs.
Okay, alright. You fucking jerks. You know what? I'll stay at the back. How's that sound? You'll go up the stairs.
Upstairs.
Nothing to worry about in this tower. Off you go, Rosie. I'll bring up the back.
It's fun having an attitude, isn't it, Hadrian?
You'll be laughing until someone gets a fucking sword to the stomach.
It's true.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Jeez.
Alright, now I've got to do the tricky thing of revealing
Do you want us to close our
non-square
eyes?
shapes. That's okay. We're getting there.
Get that pen tool out. Hey, pretty good.
Hello.
Oh, I see how you've done it.
And the four of you move onto this staircase that you can see here as you head up to the next floor, which seems to open up into one main landing with two doors, one leading to your south, one leading to your north, and another set of stairs continuing to lead up the tower.
Alright. Well, let's investigate these rooms. Leave no stone unturned.
You might find some more
That is-
barrels.
Have a look at this empty barrel room over here, please. To the south.
Okay, so which door are we looking at?
Can I please look at the one to the south?
To the south? Certainly, my good man. You open the door. Ba-da-ba-da.
4 men playing cards.
Oi! What are you doing here?
Hey, we booked this room fair and square.
You there.
We got a job to do. We're just on Smoko.
Opening the door, you find naught but a single crate sitting in the room.
Oh.
Wooden floors, same as the outside now that you are up on the first floor of the tower.
The box.
Quick, Hadrian, Rosie, go and find out if it's empty.
Yep. What's in the box?
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. And I head to the other door.
Yeah.
Klaus, the box appears to be nailed shut.
Interesting. I kick it to see if it's hollow.
Sure. You give it
It's a mimic.
an old tire kick with the boot.
Is it lethal or non-lethal damage?
Oh, it's definitely lethal. It's a box. The most
Feel
vicious
the box.
known creature.
It seems to, with a thud, sounds like there might be something in there, but not a full box by the sound of it.
Oh?
Well, I don't think I really have anything to pry it open with, so I guess I'll just leave it be.
Sure.
I kind of hear the kick from the other room, and I just kind of poke my head, and I'm like, "Are you all good? Or are you just kicking boxes for fun?"
Kicking boxes for fun, Rosie.
Rosie, you open the door to the north. You look around, and the first thing that jumps out at you is where that brilliantly drawn skull and crossbones on the map is.
It is very good.
Is what appears to be the very desiccated corpse of a human slumped up against a cabinet up against the wall. What's your passive perception? I haven't got it in front of me.
14.
14. You also notice from where you're standing at the door as you catch sight of this unfortunate soul that there is a lot of cobwebs in this room. Like a lot.
Guys, we got a
What's
body.
up?
Alright,
Body.
it's a crime scene.
Yep,
Everybody
take it off.
get the yellow tape.
Can I please try a medicine on this?
Sure.
Corpse.
Let's slow down for just a second. Rosie, you see what you've seen from the doorway. Are you heading into the room?
Yeah, I take a meter step forward.
Sure. As you enter the room, can you give me a perception check, please?
Oh.
See a
Spaghetti.
spider. It's an ant cake.
10.
10. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Please hold.
That's how many legs it has.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yep.
Never good when they slow down? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Hold
Wait a
on.
Whoa,
second,
whoa,
everybody.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
You think you can just do whatever you want whenever you want? Well, there's bad guys to be had.
There is
Can we-
things.
Can everyone roll initiative just so I can like take it
Take
turn
it
by
slow.
turn?
I just want to know kind of what order you guys are doing stuff in. Can you,
You know
just
what?
roll
I'm-
initiative for me?
No reason.
I'm gonna do that. Like the next campaign,
What the
I'm gonna.
What the fuck?
Is a 19 a hit, Rosie?
Bloody
Yes.
Yes.
Ah!
Um,
It's a trap.
I have 13. 13 to beat.
As you enter the room, with Klaus close behind, there's an almost silent sort of sound, which comes from behind you. Klaus, you see this thick white webbing come shooting down from up to your right, before hitting Rosie and quickly entangling and sort of restraining her almost to the ground. Looking at where this attack came from, you see a huge spider
Oh, bloody hell. Look
up
at
in the
that thing.
corner of the room, with its abdomen tilted towards Rosie as it has just shot web at her. Could everyone please give me an initiative roll?
I can only imagine I'm rolling initiative at a disadvantage. Like, that's just...
We're in the Tower of Doom now.
No, I think you'd
Well,
just
we're
be
gonna have
rolling
none of
it
that.
normally. You'd just be.
Uh-oh. 10.6 for Gabrielle. 3.1 for Klaus.
Sp-
Oh no.
Spider just
So
got a
good.
surprise round, that's all.
Yeah.
He was hiding up in his web.
Spider-Man.
Or she, probably,
Spider-Man.
realistically. How do I add a turn? There it is. I remember how
Sorry guys, just gotta roll my 10 dice for all the other spiders.
all the baby
Yeah,
spiders.
all the broodlings.
Please don't say that. Please don't say that.
Frantically adds broodlings to the map.
Yeah. DM, hey,
grief.
that's a great idea. I'll just roll them up now.
What's the initiative bonus on this spooder? Large.
Probably 8, am I right?
What's the dex?
Oops, that's the wrong number. 22
Jesus.
for our spider frond. And let's pop those into ascending. No, descending order. I know what words mean. There we go. So, spider acts
So close.
first, and having pinned Rosie to the floor, it rapidly scurries down the wall, all 8 of its legs, deftly running down its web as it barrels towards Rosie with its huge fangs bared. It goes in for a bite, which, since Rosie is restrained, it is going to get advantage on.
Oh, it's always you, Rosie.
Rosie's just the one bold enough to walk in first.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my
I
goodness,
think you were
rolled
walking
another
at the back,
19.
Hadric, right?
Beck is not happy.
The old.
Oh, no!
Oh no.
Take 7 damage from the large fangs, Rosie, as
Oof.
they puncture your shoulder blade. And then can you please make me a constitution save?
Oh no!
Oh, neg levels. Here they
Alright.
come.
Here we go. Are you ready to get poisoned?
Don't say that. Alright, let's
Sorry.
just one quarter to the
Envenom.
other. We're full tilting this. There's no
Oh,
there's no half-assing this. It's a 10.
10?
It's a 10. 10.
Oh, lucky. Take 1 point of poison damage.
Ugh.
As you can feel, as the fangs scrabble for purchase in your flesh, you can feel them pulsating as they try to pump venom into you. But luckily, the fangs aren't deep enough to get too much into your bloodstream. Then Rosie, it's your turn. So what you can do, if you would like, is attempt to break out of the web with a strength check.
Just a
Strongest
quick
one in our group.
a quick little question.
Yeah.
How am I pinned to the floor? Like, are my arms kind of... Am I sort of in, like, a little bubble? Or am I, like, prone and my hands are stuck to the floor? Like...
It's kind of like, imagine the traditional kind of web shape has hit you mostly from the back. Your arms are somewhat pinned to your sides, and sort of from the waist down is pinned to the floor by that spray of web. So you're standing, but you have very limited movement. You give a sort of experimental tug on your feet, and they appear to be pretty solidly glued to the floor from all these strands. And your arms have limited movement.
Poor Rosie. You've been standing still for like 2 fights in a row now.
So, hang on, let me just see if I've got this. I'm standing, and it's almost like I'm covered in a sheet pretending to be a ghost, but instead of a sheet, it's spiderweb.
Sort of, yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what it's like.
That's amazing.
Alright. So, I untie my shoes. Because I'm assuming I can go down.
Yeah, I mean, down, I guess, would be slackening the
Yeah.
web. So sure, I'll allow it.
And then I grab my dagger. And I just try to, like, jump and slash. Leaving the shoes behind and getting myself out of the web.
Okay. Give me an attack roll at disadvantage.
Okay. Just do it twice. So 1.
Oh no.
9.
9. Unfortunately, you can't quite bring the dagger around in enough of an arc with the way that your arms are sort of stuck to your side almost. You do manage to get your dagger into your hand, but as you try to sort of turn and slash at the web, you're finding it hard to get that range of movement.
Dang.
Hadrig, from where you're standing, just at the top of the stairs that you came in on. You aren't 100% sure what's going on, but you've heard Rosie cry out in surprise and then pain. And whatever Klaus's reaction was, probably an exclamation of shock as he saw this enormous spider.
Yeah, I probably just move there. I can't really see anything, so
Just step over Klaus. It'll be fine.
Yeah, come through, man. Come through.
I'm not that tall.
Just
What
I
you
guess
can see from there as you move a little bit closer is the silhouette past Klaus. And you can just see several legs, like, dancing around in silhouette in the room.
What's with all the legs? I guess I just take my halberd out.
don't throw it, man.
I can't even ready an attack because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because my halberd's got a reach of 10 feet, but that's 15 feet. So, like, it's not even gonna come close. I just have my halberd ready at. I just pull my halberd out and end my turn.
Sure. Next, we move to Gabriel. You're getting a pretty good view over Klaus's head. You've seen this huge spider scurry down from the corner where it was perched in its web and descend upon Rosie.
Do you think I'd be able to get a clean shot at it if Klaus moved out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna draw my bow, knock an arrow, and then I'm gonna yell, "Klaus, move! I think I've got a good shot."
Cool. So you're gonna ready a shot.
Yeah, and if you'll let me, I'll ready an action, which is to shoot, and that'll be subsequent to Klaus's turn.
Sure. So you ready in action, and once you've got a clear line of sight, you're going to take the shot.
Take the shot. Yeah.
Take the shot.
I got the shot, boss. Klaus, that
Got
brings
the
us
president on
to
the
your
line.
turn. You're standing in the doorway, having watched this monstrosity descend upon poor Rosie.
All right. Seeing that obviously how Rosie's entangled, is it possible for me to scoot on past her down to this end?
To the other side of Rosie.
Yeah, so like down to the left-hand side.
Yep, so you can step around her. The spider is kind of rearing up over her. You know when you see like funnel webs do that angry front leg raise?
Yeah.
So you've got a little
Like
bit of a
this?
gap
Oh, man.
between the wall and
yeah,
Rosie
pretty much like that.
and this beastie to step around.
Alright.
As Klaus moves out of the way, you may take your shot, Gabriel.
Pachoo! I shoot an arrow at it. And it manages.
Oh,
23.
Nice.
23
hits.
is absolutely a hit. Good roll.
Ooh,
Thread the
nearly.
needle.
Okay, a d8 plus 5 piercing damage is going to be 6 piercing damage.
6? Nice. You hear a kind of soft crunch as your arrow pierces the spider's exoskeleton. And then you quickly lose sight of it as it enters the gooey insides. The spider doesn't seem to react, not dramatically anyway. It seems too focused on its potential meal in Rosie. Klaus, you
I
can
am a tasty
continue
snack.
continue your turn.
Cool. So I've made my way over and I'm going to ready and firing guiding bolts at this spider. What a terrible fiend. 21 to hit.
21 is certainly a hit. Good rolls.
Slow.
Whoa.
17 damage.
That's a lot of dice.
Let's go. Fuck yeah.
Is this the like flaming one? Is it? No, radiant damage.
Yeah.
There's a burst of white light that envelops the spider for a split second, clearly outlining it to those of you outside the room. It then seems to register the pain, and from this reared up, aggressive position, it recoils and seems to start staggering backwards towards its corner.
Hydra, get in here!
Yep. I'm on it.
On its turn, it seems to, as it backs up a little, you can see its 8 eyes twitching in its head, and it seems to recognize that there's another threat in the room.
Oh no, Cleo.
With Rosie pinned, it continues scurrying backwards until its feet meet the wall behind it, and then it rushes forward, running horizontally around the wall as it scurries around and ends perched on top of the cabinet that the corpse is laying on, bearing down on you. It's now well and truly above you as it barrels down with its angry dagger-sized fangs coming down.
I need some help!
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, God.
No.
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
That's a 23.
Close. Almost at it.
And that is 3 damage from the puncture as the fangs curl down into your shoulder. Can you give me a Constitution save as well, please?
Yes. Excellent. I love Constitution. Constitution's my favorite. That is 17.
Dwarf.
Nice. Can you take 4 poison damage for me, please?
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, blimey.
You can feel the same thing as Rosie, this pulsing sensation, as you can feel what feels like a unhealthy volume of poison being, of venom being injected into you.
I'm gonna explode.
Pop like a balloon. Rosie, blessedly, the attention seems to have come off you for a moment.
I keep trying to use my dagger to cut web to free myself.
Cool.
Except
give us
this time, instead of one big movement, it's just like...
Okay. Give us an attack roll. I'll let you do it without disadvantage this time as you try to be more methodical.
Thank you. It's a 20.
Cool. Roll with some damage.
Hey.
Okay. 1d4 plus 3 piercing. 6 piercing damage.
Nice. You manage to identify the thicker, stronger strands of web, and targeting those first, you quickly free yourself, and the tangled remains of the web drift to the floor. That does, however, take your turn. Hadric, you've just seen the spider back up and then run across the wall and back out of sight towards where you last saw Klaus.
Easy. I'm gonna roll in to this position here, and then as I exit the roll, I go for like a stab at the spider.
Sure. So you dive and roll through the door,
Yeah.
coming up behind
You
the
get
spider.
like web all over you.
Give us an attack roll.
Jesus.
So, cause the spider was hit by guiding bolt, do I get advantage on it?
Yes, you do, absolutely, while it's still glowing with the residue of this holy energy.
Sick. 16 and 21.
Hey.
Nice.
Adric the Slayer.
Either of
coming in
those would have been
clutch.
suitable, so go ahead and roll me some damage.
Awesome. D10 plus 3. 10. 10 slashing damage.
10 slashing damage is... Let's have a look. That is enough to put an end to this ginormous arachnid. Diving in from behind,
Solid team effort.
you bring the halberd down, and with the reach that you have with it, rather than the big chunky carapace abdomen behind you, you go for the more, head end of the body. And after twitching horrifically a few times, it curls up in a ball dead on the floor.
We did it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god, you guys got bit.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling?
Anything that clerics can do, paladins can do better.
Yeah, I'll give you both 5 points of lay on hands.
Yeah.
How many points do you have to use at any given moment?
I have 15 to use a day.
Okay.
That's
I'm
so
gonna
much
use one of-
healing.
I'm gonna use one of my health potions instead because that's 10 points you're giving away now out of 15, and this day is just beginning.
Rosie, before you take that, and I put my hand on the bottles, like I can help as well.
Can you?
Well, fuck you.
Can't be outdone by a paladin, huh?
So I'm just gonna be like, my points replenish at the end of the day. The bottles do not.
Alright, fine.
Let's
Yeah.
maybe use my resources and then we can use the bottles when we really need them. So, 5 to Rosie, 5 to Klaus.
Thank
That
you.
leaves me with 5.
Nice.
Nobody else get hurt. And then I also have Cure Wounds prepared as a spell. So,
Oh, nice. Ah, mate, you have cure wounds? I have cure wounds.
hey!
Hey!
Who invited?
That's all I've got prepared, so.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys heal up.
You should have more spells, Lachlan.
But I don't have that. I have other spells, more intrigue spells as opposed to healing spells.
Ah, okay. You have more like investigation spells.
Yeah, for Facilins, which I didn't use.
Detect good and evil. That doesn't detect.
I'm gonna put it to you guys, the party. Our second segment has elapsed. Would you guys like to call it a night here and have a chat before we knock off, or would you like to carry on for a little bit longer?
I think we should call it here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how many floors we've got left to go.
It's true. You
this is the
you don't know.
I wouldn't want to
man.
run into. I
like
wouldn't want to run
Lavender
into
Tower
another
from
combat
Pokemon.
and then.
Could stumble into a boss battle and then we'll be here all
Yeah.
night. Fair call. Well, then healing up with the ugly arachnid curled up into a ball at your feet and a desiccated, perhaps drained corpse in the room. We
Could
will
have been you.
leave it there and jump to the table talk. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I saw
everybody.
some new names. Let me just go back and give you guys the attention you deserve. DOTV podcast followed. Thank you very, very much. I hope you've enjoyed so far. If you're still hanging around, give us a hey so we can say g'day. Rambling Epic and Cynical with the follows as well. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed what you caught tonight of our D&D game. _65 with some biddies.
Whoa.
Cynical, 1,000 biddies. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you for the biddies.
That means a lot. Thank you so much. I hope that means that you're enjoying it so far.
Yeah.
Because we've been having a lot of fun. And Aliel, thank you for the 10-month sub. We love you all. For those of you who...
Cynical and underscore, thank you so much.
Oh, did I miss one? Sorry, underscore.
Yeah, underscore also gave us biddies.
Thank you.
100 biddies.
Thank you
guys so much.
For those new names that are just joining us, we are Nerds of the West. We are a group of variety streamers from Perth in Western Australia.
Oh my
Curve! Oh, thank you.
and we have a hype train.
Oh,
boy.
good. It started the hype train at the end of the stream. Mad.
Thank you.
We're mad.
Hey, at least
Yeah,
we can,
well,
at least we
we're
can
still
talk to them now as opposed to us sitting there going,
Yeah.
and we fight the spider and hype
Yeah.
train's going
Yep.
off.
Yep.
Wait, we got the half an hour post show. That's why we had to wrap up here.
Yeah, that's it. This is where we go into the just chatting, talking smack part of the
Yeah,
show.
kind of
So as I was saying, we are from Western Australia. We are variety streamers.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, Alia with the gift of
Alia.
Cynical. Thank you.
Thank you for the gifted sub.
Thank you very much. We do all sorts of things. We do board games, we do video games, we do tabletop games. _65. Thank you. I'm not going to get through the spiel, guys. The spiel. Oh my goodness.
Oh, look at that.
Just watch all the
Guys,
just watch all the
awesome.
notifications stack up.
Oh.
Amazing.
Guys, if you got gifted a sub by underscore, make sure you thank them for the gifted sub.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Say a big thanks and throw the finger guns down in chat to say thank you. We appreciate it so much, you guys. Thank you.
Bro.
I'm not going to say too
thank you so
much until Lachlan's voiceover has ended.
I can't even hear the voiceover, so.
To be honest, I'm just taking this opportunity to look at how many different notification
GIFs.
animations we've got.
Yeah.
Because
Marvel at them.
we see them sort of every now and then. But it's great seeing them one after the other.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, just when I thought we were done.
I think Tom actually wants to shoot some more, so we might be.
I'm down for that.
this?
Oh my goodness.
Oh god.
Oh wait, is that it?
Uh-uh.
I think that's it. Thank you guys
That's
so
incredible.
much. Means the world to us. We appreciate it more than you could possibly know. As I was saying, we're just a group of friends. Perth, Western Australia. We play board games. We play video games. It's stuff we'd be doing anyway, but it means a lot that you guys enjoy hanging out with us and doing it too. It makes it so much more fun doing it with you guys. So thank you just for coming and hanging out, and thank you even more for any support you throw away. It means a bunch.
And it all helps us raise money for the Nerds of the West boat, and the Nerds of the West hot tub that goes on the boat.
Yeah.
Hot tub
So
on
then
the
we
boat.
can do hot tub boat streams for you guys in the future.
When we so when we've got a mega yacht, we're gonna have some crazy streams.
Bro, that $100,000 holiday in the Bahamas on the mega yacht's gonna be sick.
Thanks for the kind words, Cynical. I'm pretty happy with how this particular layout worked out. But if you think this is cool, you should check out our streams that we do on Saturdays, which is tomorrow for anyone who's not in our time zone and doesn't know what on earth we're talking about. On Saturdays is our big flagship board game stream, which is done in our purpose-built studio setup with a beautiful table with built-in blue screen. We've got controllable lights all around the studio that you guys can control in chat. Camera angles out the wazoo. It's pretty baller, if we do say so ourselves. So if you think this is cool and you enjoy board games and hanging out and stuff like that, if you enjoy things and stuff, definitely check out at 12 noon tomorrow and every Saturday, pretty much, our in-studio streams. So thank you for the compliment. We've worked hard to try and make things look good. Doesn't always work. We have some janky moments, but these things happen. Everyone has their technical difficulties sooner or later. Speaking of what we've got coming up, Saturday is our big board game stream, which is going to be Arc Nova this week. So for anyone in the board game know, that's been getting a lot of hype in the talk around the web. So I'm pretty keen to see that one hit the table. I believe that's going to be Lachlan joining Tom and Callum.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
I'm very keen for it. Very keen. I actually looked it up during the week as well, but Arc Nova is overall number 4 best board game and number 4 strategy as well.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's a lot
beautiful.
of accolades.
Yeah, that is it.
So very keen to see that hit the table. If you're into board games at all, check that out. Sunday, we haven't got anything. I think Monday, Beck, will you be Assassin's Creeding it up?
I plan on it.
Oh my goodness.
He did say, he was like, I'll give you a minute.
Oh, hang on.
That's
I'll give you all a minute to finish off level 5. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wait.
Oh, Curve, that was only
Okay, there we
level
go.
4. What the fuck?
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Curve. Cynical owned the rights to this song too. Crazy. Hey, it was a good deal. We got some pretty banging music, which you guys had been hearing throughout the evening. And if you catch our YouTube re-uploads, which I should probably mention as well, we have a YouTube channel. So many things to spruik, which is still in the chat. You can just see it there. youtube.com/nerdsofthewest, where we upload all of our how to plays, our board game playthroughs, our board game reviews, our Magic the Gathering tournaments, our role-playing game re-uploads. You can catch the previous 11 sessions of this campaign on YouTube if you want to get caught up before next week, or want to know what the heck is going on if you just jumped in at the end here. As well as all sorts of other crazy stuff. We've done stuff like big giant outdoor Jenga with punishments for each block you pull. We've done lawn games like Finska. We did a whole knockout tournament of that. So if you enjoy any of that kind of crazy stuff, or just a bunch of West Australians talking smack at one another, because that's like 90% of what we do, check out our YouTube. And we use this sick music. That was my point. That was my tangent that I went off on. This cool music is on all our re-uploads there as well. Blue, thank you very much.
Thank you for the 25 months.
Thank you guys.
See
way
you
to
in
end
5
the
weeks'
stream.
time.
What
Yeah. We gotta organize that, what we're doing for like a PAX meetup.
Yeah, so some of us are heading to PAX. Not all of us, unfortunately. It conflicts with some other scheduled travel. Where did Lachlan get the poncho? Lachlan got that poncho from me, if you're referring to the one in the notifications. Because we did, so we planned a whole day to shoot those little notification things in the middle of summer, right? In WA, it was freaking
In
hot.
my
Oh, it
very
was like,
very uninsulated house.
Yeah.
So.
good night underscore, by the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you, underscore. Good night.
Thank
Sleep
you.
tight.
The subs.
Bless. Thanks for joining.
Thanks
us,
so
mate.
much. So we rocked up and we got like this kind of Wild West theme as the West, kind of, it's a thing. And so I was like, cool, I'll bring like my cowboy hat and my poncho, which, to answer the question, where did I get it? I got it in Texas, in Houston.
Oh.
Actually, no, it wasn't. It was Dallas. I apologize. So,
Oh.
unfortunately,
Cowboy.
I can't
Right.
tell you to just pop down the road and pick that up unless you live in Dallas. But I was like, cool, I'll bring the hat, the poncho, the cowboy themed stuff. Let's go. And then Lachlan starts chewing me out for not wearing long pants, because in all those clips you can see I'm in shorts. And Lachlan's like, why aren't you in pants, man? Cowboys don't wear shorts. And I was like, bro, it is 50 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Or rather, it's 40 outside and 50 inside. What do you mean, why am I not wearing pants? I didn't get that memo that pants were a requirement. No, I asked what to bring and people just said props, so I brought props. There was no dress code, alright?
True.
Pants was not part
Mate,
of the
I
Facebook
wore
post.
long pants and boots as well to play the part of a cowboy.
I did turn on my air conditioner for you guys as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
It's-
aircon was going directly behind the green screen, so we were shielded.
It's just your aircon can only do so much when there are like 12 people.
And
in
studio
that
lights,
space.
cameras.
Yeah.
Look, that was a hot day. And if we're
Yeah.
talking about doing it again, we should do it now before it gets too hot.
Nah,
Good
the
point.
thing is, Kai, you guys go away in like a month, so we're gonna have to do it in November, actually.
Next weekend.
Oh, he got you there.
Next
Yeah.
weekend,
Next
alright?
winter.
Come to my house. I've got central air conditioning, alright? And we can
You
wear
actually
pants.
do have like top tier air
We
conditioning.
can wear pants, alright? Well, I mean, hell, we can do it at Lachlan's place. To be
awesome.
honest, we could do it at Beck's place because it's not 400 degrees this time around. That was brutal.
Oh yeah.
But I'm glad to see those notifications getting some love because they were a lot of fun to shoot. That was a good day. That was a good day.
Oh yeah.
Oop, there go the lights
Ah,
again.
guys, thank you for the hype train.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that's
awesome.
huge, guys. Thank you so much.
appreciated.
That was awesome. So, I mean, the most important thing to us is that you guys are just having fun hanging out. I mean, the time that you spend with us is the most important thing. And just the fact that you guys like, hanging out and watching and chilling with us is what means the most. So, thank you very, very much. It means we're doing something right if you guys want to hang around and watch. Have you guys got any other stuff to plug throughout the week? I think I stopped halfway through the spruiking because the notifications went off again. Beck was thinking about Monday, yeah? Not 100% sure yet?
when do I stream? Tuesdays. I stream Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I should be streaming Tuesday. I should be trying to finish off Assassin's Creed Syndicate, although that game has proved to be a big You sit down, you play for 4 hours, and you're like, wait, I've only like done one mission. What do you mean? So we'll see how we go. But I am definitely getting to a point in that game where I'm like, I'm ready to move on to a different one now.
That's fair.
And I'd like to finish it rather than just like put it down and never pick it back up.
Yeah, I mean, at least the campaign, right? Not necessarily all the collectibles.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to, yeah. That's fair. And then I don't think it's a Stardew week, is it?
No, it's not.
And I think Reese is having a well-deserved day off this week, so that means that Friday will be the next time.
Yeah.
Next Friday. Well, this coming Friday.
No, because I believe.
Oh no, we're not on this Friday.
Hi.
Oh, that's the ninth.
I believe Beck is busy.
All right, this schedule's a real easy one. Watch tomorrow, all right? And then we might be having a few days off. To be honest, if we're not doing D&D next Friday, I mean, I kind of got that slot booked off, so I might do something else anyway. We'll see if I can find something somewhat D&D themed, maybe, to do. Or if anyone else that normally has the slot booked off is free, maybe we can do a bit of something. We'll play it by ear. If we're not doing D&D, we'll play it by ear.
Yeah.
But otherwise, generally Fridays are our D&D night. It's a good night for some Dungans and Dragarinos. We are getting very close to the end of this. I hesitate to say campaign. It's not supposed to be a full campaign, I guess. This, but we are 12 sessions in, so maybe it's a campaign at this point.
It's past the 10 session mark.
Where's the line between like one shot and campaign, right? Because it's not one game, because one shots are never one game. One shots are like between 1 and 5 sessions, right? So this is getting into the short campaign territory at the like.
Well, I mean, we just finished 12. We've been playing 2 hours a session, so that's 24 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
So it's a one day one shot. How's that?
That's
an entire day.
So far, it has been one shot. If we had not stopped. So I'm not going to give any extended things away, but once we get to the end of this arc, I mean, I'll need some time to write something else if we do plan on carrying things on. But it will depend on how this ends. It may not end well.
Oh boy.
And there may
Good
not
to
be
know.
much to carry on from. I guess we'll wait and see. There is a Facillan fleet descending on the city. But if you guys have been enjoying it and want to see more D&D content, that is something that we will keep in mind and work towards. This has gone longer than I planned, but it always does.
It's D&D though, right? Like,
That's
a
it.
couple of weeks here and there. The session you achieved one thing when you wanted to achieve 3 things.
Yeah. When I penned this out and pitched it, it was supposed to be 6 to 8 sessions. It's now like
12 sessions
15.
and a couple of breaks.
It might be like 16. Just double the estimate is probably the way to do it, right?
Pretty safe bet, yeah.
But I wouldn't have it anyway. I've been enjoying it very much. The bits that take the longest are the role play and talking between characters and things, which I very much enjoy. I hope you guys in chat enjoy it too, because I have a lot of fun with that stuff. I'm just going to pop Twitch open here and start having a look for who our victims are going to be for our raid. So if you guys want to spruik for me.
I think Ariel had a question about what Ark Nova was, which is what we're playing tomorrow. Ark Nova is a board game where you create a zoo. So each person is trying to create the best zoo they can, and it tries to be the most accurate that it can as well. So it's pretty full on. There's a lot going on in it, and there's a lot of moving parts. Normally we play a game with 4 players, but we've had to cut it down to 3 just so that we could fit the game on the table. So it's going to be very interesting. Going to be recruiting lots of different things, maybe some penguins, maybe some turtles. Who knows? Get them into your zoo and.
Sean's not
create the
here to
best zoo
pronounce
you can.
penguin for us.
Oh, it's
want
Sean
me to
and
just-
Tom
do you want me
can't
to
pronounce
just get-
penguin.
Do you just want me to get Tom to yell penguin from his study? I'm sure he's done it a couple times already on stream.
Sweet.
Oh man.
Penguin.
I was thinking about this before stream about like pronunciations, right? And it's like, how do you guys say guillotine?
Like that,
Ooh.
guillotine.
Like that? Like, as you don't say it, guillotine?
I would say guillotine.
Oh, I say guillotine.
Right?
Well-
and so, like,
Guillotine.
I saw a thing, right? And, like, the Americans were pronouncing it guillotine.
That's
Whereas,
odd,
like,
though,
I've always
because-
known it as guillotine, but
Yeah,
guillotine is
pronouncing the L's.
more correct for the French pronunciation.
Yeah.
But then they'll have the audacity to pronounce it like the French do, and then they'll say niche instead of niche.
Yeah, that's the example.
Dude,
I was
I was listening to an audiobook today, and the narrator said niche instead of niche, and I was like, do I even continue listening at this point? This is terrible. Who?
Gelatin.
Gelatin.
Death by gelatin.
Also, are you telling me it's not pronounced Quitchy?
Oh,
Quitchy.
Quitchy.
What is that?
Quiche.
Quiche.
Oh, God.
I still enjoy-
That's bacon and egg pie to you, sir.
I still enjoy a housemate that was shopping for a new computer and he was looking at cases and he was like, I can't decide what chasis I want.
Oh,
And we were like, the what? The
no.
chasis. I don't know what chasis to put it in. We were like, Shazzy?
So coming back to that, get ready for Ark Nova to be a mispronounced just hellhole tomorrow when we get
Yeah.
some of these animals and we just mispronounce it and even attempt to do their scientific names that are written on the cards. So
Their scientific names are just like Cthulhu monsters, and you're just like, it's a
Latin.
monkey.
Yeah, anything Latin is immediately occult for some reason.
It's croissant.
dude, so the penguin scientific name is Fensidae.
Who?
Fensidae? Oh man, there's
Bruh.
no way. No way.
Just to
What?
circle back to a message,
You almost
Sullivan
made me
Kate,
drop my
it's
console.
gone longer than I planned. Is the same as the players didn't do what I expected. Yeah, that is definitely D&D, baby. That is. There was a period there. I think it was sessions like 6, 7, and 8 or something, where I had written down a full draft of session 6. And then they did something else. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. What they did makes sense. I probably should have planned better for that being a possibility. But that's okay. Now they'll circle back to this thing that I've got really planned out, right? Session 7, don't do that. Second session of just nothing but improv because I've got nothing planned for what they want to do. Okay, surely. Session 8, they do something else and just make it to the start of that bit that I had actually written down.
Oh, dude.
Didn't we
But
also at one point
improv is
completely
weird.
avoid an encounter you had planned? Because we just didn't, we were like, this looks like a trap. And left.
I mean, you guys have dodged a couple of encounters, yeah.
Bro, it literally happened this session where we rocked up to the church and then we're like, well, I'm out of ideas, let's go home. And guys like, perception checks.
Yeah.
You see
Well, I mean-
these towers, there's towers here.
Okay, but
remember
I,
that thing you were looking for, towers?
I attempted to do that and I failed and no one else did it. So
Yeah, I rolled a 3. It was like, up to you guys.
that's a nice church I'm looking at over there.
Not my responsibility
The
anymore.
thing that I kind of go by, I guess, with this, I'm borrowing a lot from what I've learned from DMing Call of Cthulhu, which is that another like investigation-y game, because these guys are playing, watch members that need to investigate, which is that you need like multiple ways for information to get to the players. And I've already stuffed that up a couple of times during this campaign, which hopefully haven't been too noticeable, where I've not had enough in place to get information that is like plot critical to the characters. Because it's not fun if you have one locked drawer with the vital clue in it and then they don't, they fail the lockpick or they don't look at the drawer or something, right? So I try to make sure that there's nothing that has one point of failure. So sometimes you got to kind of just take them a point.
Yeah. That's got
Glory
overhead.
here!
Kind of thing. But hey, it's better than them just wandering around in circles. That's not very entertaining for you guys to watch either. So
Dude, D&D is just telestrations with words, let's be real.
improv and math.
I mean, you don't understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Just improv and math. So I found another Australian D&D group, Crit and Miss, are currently playing. So why don't we share the Australian Dungeons and Dragons love and go show them what's for. So if you got gifted a sub and you've got some finger guns, go and point them at crit and miss. Go give them the pipple finger guns, some flags, some cacti. Tell them who sent you. Have you guys got any final words before I send this wonderful audience off? Hang on.
Thank you, everyone. who
Derail
was part
them
of the
so
hype
hard
train.
he invented moon crabs? Sounds like a story. Save that for next time because I want to hear how you made a DM invent moon crabs.
That's what stopped the rocket the other day, right?
Yeah, it was the moon crabs.
Which reminds me of that the astronauts come back from the moon, get out of the capsule and just say, "Moon's haunted."
Yeah. I'm sorry, Cock's gun. Moon's haunted.
There's moon crabs. I'm sorry, what? Cog's gun. Moon crabs gets back in the shuttle.
Bro, that is one of my favorite memes. It's
so good.
literally, oh, you're back from the moon so ready. Moon's haunted. Haunted. What? Moon's haunted. Let's go.
Always was.
Yeah, always has been.
Kai, I just want to apologize for my audio this week. Like,
Oh, hey.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Audio is the bane of my existence, but screw it. It's fine. The audio of the videos is hopefully the background music and stuff helps. So it's fine.
Anyway.
This is the real world, not a sound booth. Oh, Froggy, how are you? Unfortunately, you jumped in right at the end here, but thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it nonetheless. We had a pretty good sesh, I think. These guys are getting pretty close to some climactic things, which is pretty exciting. We're probably not going to be playing next week due to some prior commitments, but the week after. But I might be here on Friday just hanging out and doing something D&D related, possibly. Maybe you guys can help me brainstorm some campaign 2 things or something like that. We'll see how we go. So without further ado, I'm going to click this button to start our raid on Crit and Miss. There's some more Australian Dungeons and Dragons streamers. So tell them you came from some other Australians because Aussie, right?
Oi.
Automatic response.
Just Pavlovian, right? So one last time, thank you all so much for spending your evening with us. We had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time. We love having you and the back and forth that we have with you guys. Thank you so much for biddies and subs and follows. It means the world to us. And we hope to catch some of you tomorrow for our board game stream. And then later on with some more D&D content coming your way. Come watch the previous ones on our YouTube channel. Scratch that itch between now and then. And we will see you next time. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, Nelly.